That's just wrong. That's just wrong. That's so wrong. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the following program. I am your host, Joe Neerman, aka Good Lawgic. Hope you all had a great night, great day, great whatever. Since the last time you and I got to sit face to face like this. Tonight, I plan on going over with you the much heralded Memorandum of Understanding between Iran and the USA. I want to break down this deal for you point by point and basically try to figure out and walk you through which points here seem like they're good and helpful, which ones are disappointing, which ones are just might seem bonkers. And yeah, I think that's a major part of it. I also want to talk to you about the Save America Act and why it's struggling, and apparently it has to do with the GOP's intense Trump Derangement Syndrome and what steps Trump has been taking in order to try and ameliorate the problem, and how this looks to be going, perhaps. Who knows? We'll see. Also, Antifa's been busted hard in more ways than one. I would definitely want to break that down for you. Some of the best hard busts. I also have other stories to cover if we get to hour 3. A bunch of other stories that I want to cover, like big stuff that I was like, stuff related to an ICE agent who got hit by a vehicle. I've got so many things in the back burner here that I really hope we hit our goal tonight. And I threw into our goal tonight an added bonus, which is that if we hit our nightly goal of 15 super chats in quantity is $10 or more, Sin and I, that's this guy over here, we'll play two truths. Yeah, this guy will play 2 truths and a lie, which I have a feeling I there's no way he'll be able to trick me. I'll definitely gonna know. There's no chance. I'm definitely gonna know which one's true, which one's the lie, and which 2 are true. But yeah, with that.
Oh no, man! I got a couple doozies I'm mulling over in my head right now.
You got a couple doozies.
Pretty goofy life. Okay.
All right. I forgot to put the chat into sub only mode. That's why people are yelling. Joe, like, why would you not put the chat in? So that's
why is it on sub only mode?
Not sub only. Like you want to have basically just folks who actually
who told you to
subscribe. Do that? Yeah, that's much better to do that. Otherwise, randos come in.
Who told you to do that?
Oh, just now he's dead, Jim. So I mean, I thought you meant like back in the day, like, who told me to do that?
Yeah, back in the day, who told you to do that?
Oh, that was common sense. Like, you don't do that?
No, not at all. Everyone is welcome at FFS. Come on in.
So trolls, why not? Why not?
Nobody gets banned.
If they're gonna troll you, at least pump up your number.
I'm not worried about them subscribing. I want people to. All right, so we were actually discussing this before the show. I want people that subscribe that are actual active subscribers. I want to hit 100% retention every time I do a live stream.
Yeah. All right. So that's a plan. So it's a very good plan.
Hand wave it away. Okay. All right. Whatever. All
right.
It's
a very good plan.
Sure. Yeah. I don't want dead subs. Is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So J.H. Schwalbeck starting us off here with $10. Thank you, my brother. You're awesome. And Segan Rose, hi, Joe, and Sin, and Lady Lawgic. Look at that.
Hey.
Look at that. I haven't had her on here in a long time. It's been a long time, like years since I had Lady Lawgic in here. Years. All right. I think we should get started. I want to get started really with the top featured story tonight, which is this thing about the Memorandum of Understanding. So, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I'm super up to speed on everything going in American politics.
Well, you heard that there's a peace deal with Iran, right?
I did hear that.
Okay, so there's a peace deal. So the peace deal starts with the Memorandum of Understanding called an MoU, right? MMO of Understanding. And the Memo of Understanding is basically, we don't have a treaty signed yet, but we're just walking through and just memorializing that these are the different steps, that these are different things we plan on putting into a peace treaty. This is something that attorneys frequently will do when they have a long, complicated thing that they plan on putting out there. They just sort of like itemize their points, and it's understood that the deal isn't done until there's a final thing. But this way, we sort of, if we're haggling over different points, we're like, no, this is a point we need to get. Like, where's point number 11? So that's why they do this sort of thing. And this memo of understanding was released today, and we have a chance to review it and basically see what this treaty is all about. So I wanted to review it with you and get your thoughts about this treaty.
Galaxy brain. Let's do it. I've been
it's not that hard.
I've been saying that lately. My chat's been riding me for saying galaxy brain too much. So
no one knows what that means.
It means I have a big brain. It's so like esoteric and huge, and I'm super smart.
Esoteric does not even fit in that context that you used it.
I know. You don't understand it because how intelligent.
That's how galactic your brain is.
Gotcha. There you go.
Below
has thoughts.
CNN was dropping this memo of understanding, said this is the official text in full. All right. It's got, I think, 14 points in it.
Okay.
So I'm going to break this down, and you tell me which points you think are good, which ones you think are bad, and which ones you think, well, anywhere in between. Okay. So number one, United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran and their allies in the current war are signing this MoU to declare the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and undertake from now on not to initiate any war or any military operation against each other, and to refrain from the threat or use of force against each other, and ensuring the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Lebanon. Now, this is an interesting thing. Yeah. The final deal will confirm the permanent termination of the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon, and other provisions in this paragraph. Apparently, for a nation that's been bombed and bombed, they seem very concerned about Lebanon.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, what is the massive concern over Lebanon? I haven't heard a tremendous amount about Lebanon in the news.
So you heard about Israel fighting with Hezbollah?
Yes.
So Hezbollah is one of these Islamic organizations. I think that, I'm not sure if they've been deemed terrorists or not. I think they may have been. But so Israel, so a lot of them are focused in the West Bank. The West Bank is on the border of Lebanon. So they sort of, the West Bank is basically, it sort of bleeds into Lebanon. You have the Jordan River there in between, but basically it's like, so Israel has been fighting with Hezbollah and gone into Lebanon and fighting there. It's a very interesting thing. One of the very interesting things about this first point here is that Israel has disclaimed any relationship with this deal.
Yeah,
they're like America wants to sign a deal. Go sign a deal.
Oh,
but that's not our deal. That's not our deal. That's where their take has been. They're like, we've been forced into like peace agreements before that ended up causing us to lose countless thousands of civilians, and we're not doing that anymore. So if America wants to sign a peace treaty, that's fine, but we're not bound by it. Your thoughts?
That is such a stupid statement to make, though.
Why?
I get that they're their own sovereign country, their own sovereign nation, but we are doing this on their behalf, and we need them at the table to make this work. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's going to drag us back into something.
Why? Why is that?
Because for some reason we hold some sort of fealty to Israel like that.
Okay. So what makes you think that we're doing this on Israel's behalf?
Well, I don't think we're doing it on their behalf. My point is that in order for this to work, we need them to be a part of it. The peace treaty. Oh, you mean the war itself? Because for some reason we just do. We had no reason to get into this. They asked us to get into it, and we got into it. We helped them out. They're our ally.
You really believe
Some
that?
say America's, a lot of Judeo-Christian people say our greatest ally next to, the UK.
So you don't think that this has anything to do with Trump saying beforehand, before he came back into office, that he's going to bomb the hell out of Iran?
Not fully, no. I think it's a
Yeah.
part of it, of course, but I
You
think
don't
it's
think it has
also
anything to do with
because,
the fact that they had a window of opportunity to kill Khomeini?
well, yeah, of course it does, but I still think we're also doing it to help Israel out. I think both can be true.
Okay.
You see what
All
I
right.
mean?
No,
But I
that's
think in order for this peace treaty to work, we need Israel at the table. Otherwise, it's going to end us. What we're trying to do is move this chess piece off the board, right? You and me have both said that. Move this off the
100%.
board. It's no longer a political football that can be tossed back and forth between presidents and political parties. At this
100%.
point in time, if Israel does not come to the table with us, that political football is still in play. That chess piece is still on the board.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I still don't understand why America would have had to get involved on Israel's behalf, because Israel has basically they've attacked Iran before. Iran has attacked Israel before.
Well, it was
They sort of
convenient.
they sort of scuffled on and off countless times over the decades.
Well, it was convenient for what Trump wanted to also do with Khomeini.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Both can be true, right? So helping it was convenient for Israel to do what they were doing, for Trump to say, "All right, I'm going to jump in and do these promises that I said in the previous term."
right.
You
No,
get what I'm saying?
right. So, but and that's why I'm saying, I think that you have been peppered to believe that, like, basically Bibi talked Trump into this.
No,
And
no, I don't
I
think.
think, all right, because when you were saying that,
Let me give you a great example, a great analogy. If you're beating up a guy in New York, if you're in the street, I'm walking by you, and you're beating up a guy that I don't like, I'm gonna go over and throw a few punches. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whether I care if you win or lose or what. I'm gonna throw a few punches. It's not that Joe talked me into it. It's that I also don't like this guy that Joe was whipping the A of.
Right.
So,
But that's
but
not
but
okay.
if the fight's over, right, and then one of us isn't stopping, if I'm not stopping, then the fight's not over. What am I gonna do then? You see what I mean?
You can leave the fight.
I could leave the fight, sure. But future down the road, when it comes to this subject, that political football is still there now, because Israel is not going to stop being our ally, and we're not going to stop being their ally, rightfully so. You see
But
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying, no, I understand that. I just wanted to make sure, Tammy, everyone's on the same page. MoU stands for Memo of Understanding.
Mhm.
That's the precursor. That's basically the agreement that they're signing, which is supposed to basically be an outline of what the ultimate treaty will say when they're done with it. So it's designed to just memorialize point by point what is to be incorporated in the treaty.
Yeah, it's a deal. It's a deal for a deal, basically.
Yeah. So this is like the overall terms that have basically that we should anticipate are going to be far more lengthily written out in the treaty when it comes down to it. So, oh, I'm sorry. I definitely didn't into it. So my question is this: in the analogy you gave, which I think is a fair analogy, right? In other words, they're beating and they're saying, or let's say they said, let's go beat him up right now. He's very vulnerable. He's someone who's like a menace, and we just want to, take him out.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, on what basis would, if Israel feels like this is that this is something that's for their security they don't want to do, or they don't want to back out of. You and I were talking about the idea of, like, okay, look, America can leave and just tell Israel, go do what you got to do. Like that, there's no reason that can't happen.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. American can just screw off, right? Like, I'm not saying that, but I think we need them to try to come to the table on this instead of outright in the beginning, before we even get to a potential treaty, going, nah, we're not doing anything, bro. It already sort of like gums up the works a little bit. You get what I mean?
Oh, it definitely makes it harder for America.
That's my point. Yeah, that's the point that I'm getting.
100%. 100%. It definitely makes it harder. But Israel could say, what the hell is Iran have to do with Lebanon? You want to make Lebanon front and center, like point one? What the hell does that have to do with you?
Yeah, that's already a problem. And we haven't even made it to the first point. That's where we're already in this basically this argument about our opinions on this. So that's why I think that you do need Israel. We need to find a way to bring Israel to the table on this.
Israel has been, the defense minister was very adamant, like, we're not signing this deal.
Yeah,
we're not signing off that we're not going to be fighting.
I think not to cut you off, but I think that this does is give Iran a potential to take this as far as they want to go, not get what they want, and then pull out, and then keep Trump's feet to the fire. They know it's midterms coming up. They're not politically retarded. So
You're referring to Israel or Iran?
I mean, Iran.
Yeah.
They could take this as far as they want to and go, well, you know what? Israel's not a part. It's a way for them to back out of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's where I'm just, 4D chessing this scenario.
That's a pretextual thing, though, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. And especially if America gets Israel to say, fine, we're not going to bomb Iran anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's they get them to agree to that. I mean, I don't understand the notion as far as like, that if they feel this is what they need to do, and this is right on their border, they've got Hezbollah there, which they feel they need to deal with. To me, the same way, it's almost like it's like Israel saying, fine, and America, you can't do XYZ with Mexico. It's like, why? Just because we're allies in this fight here, it's a different thing. Imagine them saying, fine, okay, we'll sign up on this, and Trump, you can't deal with Cuba. You can't take over Cuba. It's like Trump would tell him GFY. Right? That's what he would say. Yeah. He'd be like, I understand we're working together on this thing, but like, why?
The problem with that scenario is America doesn't need other people to help them fight their battles.
No, I understand that. I don't think I think that Israel needed them for the bunker busters, but this latest engagement, I don't know on what basis are we assuming that Israel needed America rather than Trump really wanting to kill Khomeini?
I don't. That one I can't give you because I don't know everything about Israel's military, but they're not as powerful as.
I agree with you. Our military is the best on earth. I agree with you.
So that's where I see a difference there.
Right, but it's what it's like. I'll sort of I would analogize it to like, okay, so like the best team in baseball, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have like a really good team in baseball, and they're competing against some all-female decent softball team. So it's like, yeah, okay, fine. The best team in baseball would do better, but like I don't know that Israel. That's my point. It's like I don't know that Israel's military is supposedly one of the top like 5 in the world. So is it number 1? No, it's definitely not number 1. Hands down, that's America. But that's what I'm saying. Like this notion that they needed America to do this. Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know nothing about the military or what.
Honestly, Joe, I would think so. Honestly, I would think so. Just like knowing their military, I think, is probably really good for their region itself, right? Like protecting Israel's borders in and of itself. But expanding outside of that, I don't think so.
Maybe.
And that is a pure assumption. You know what I mean? But the things I do know,
it is a pure assumption. Mm-hmm. We've seen Israel get proactive with some countries sometimes in the past where they've like sort of like bombed a facility. Like in the past, they bombed Iran when they thought they were about to get nukes. Like 15 years ago, I'm talking.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. But I mean, I don't know how they're promising this when I was playing 2 days ago how all these different clips of Israel basically saying, hell no, we're not part of this. We're not American can go away and they can do their thing if they want to, but we're just going to keep doing what we feel we need to do. So that's why this point 1 here on the MoU, I don't know if this is. I don't know what's happening with this. I don't know because we're getting very mixed messages from different countries about whether or not this is going to happen. So, but I definitely can understand America trying to flex and saying, look, if you are going to ignore this and make it more difficult for you, that Trump would flex, and I can understand him, and I can understand him doing that, saying,
100%,
F you, we're not going to like if you don't want to listen to me, and I think that this is a fair position for Trump to take. Where he's basically like, if you don't want to, if you're going to keep doing this now, when that I really want you to stop, in that case, I'll have to respond in a way that's going to make you regret that decision.
Yeah,
and that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would want him to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I want him to do that if that's what he feels he needs to do in order to get this deal done.
Also, let me throw another theory out there about like why we went in there. I think it also brings a lot of the Jewish population onto Trump's side in voting. Like it's also 4 votes to get. There's a lot of Zionist Jews that aren't like actual religious Jews that believe in Israel and all that right to return type stuff that are major lefties that probably wouldn't have voted for Trump, that might be voting for Republicans in the
Maybe.
future because of this.
Maybe.
There's a lot of like political nuance here that if you just pay attention to it, you go,
Do you think
okay, it makes sense.
Do you think Trump cares about future elections after this one?
I think so.
Why?
Because it's his legacy.
But if Republicans lose elections,
this administration is not going that great. He's gonna have to do something to salvage his legacy on the second administration. They are hammering with all kinds of dumb crap. The ICE raids that he was doing. When's the last time we heard about any of those? What have they stopped?
Yeah, I think Kimmy's probably right. I think the naval blockade is where America was basically flexing in a way. This I would agree with. I would agree with this.
Yeah, I forgot about the naval blockade.
Flexing in a way that only America can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely forget about our Navy when it comes to, because I mean, I know absolutely nothing about Israel's Navy. I mean, I could probably talk to my dad.
We never hear about their Navy.
Yeah, I could talk to my dad because he was in Israel, and I know he did some stuff over there with their Navy. But that's about it. You never hear anything.
So. Yeah, no, I agree. This is a really good point that Kimmy's making.
Mm-hmm. What
about their naval element? You see, that's masturbators bringing also.
There we
Israel
go.
cannot block from moves. Israel can project
that's
power
why
like
the chat's the third
projectile like the U.S. in the region, though Israel's strong. Yeah, no, I think that both Joe over here and it's masturbators Joe and Kimmy are correct. I think that I think that Joe is referencing a second point here. It's not just the Navy, but there's an intimidation factor which comes from having a U.S. there, which Israel could never project. So I think that could be something which motivates other nations to go along with that. Without America being involved, you don't picture UAE getting involved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Emirates aren't going to do.
So yeah, I'm certainly not trying to trivialize America's role as far as what they ended up doing here. What they did here, from a perspective of securing the region, was pivotal. I'm simply saying, the question then becomes, how far does Trump want to push the envelope on force and compelling Israel to do his bidding here? And I can see him doing it. And frankly, if that's what he needs to do, he should. Yeah. He should tell them basically, look, you're our ally and everything like that. It can love you like a brother, but if you're being a pain in my ass about this, I'm just going to
language show. This is a family show.
Yes, it is a family
Use your
show.
princess words.
So if you're being a pain in my keister over this, I'm not gonna he can threaten that he's not going to give them weapons for the Iron Dome.
Yeah,
you do that, and Israel basically. I mean, that's pretty much like a nuclear option that Trump could always use with Israel if he really wants to force him to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because without the Iron Dome, I mean,
they're
looking at serious casualties of civilian population. So no, that's an important. I don't know that he would threaten, because it literally is basically threatening that I'm going to let your civilians die.
That would be a very bad look. But no, I think he needs to find some way to bring Israel to the table, or at least attempt to, because I'm.
And that's what Wellesley was bringing up here, that as far as the Iron Shield, the Iron Dome. ICE is running around all over Tennessee. Okay.
Nice, right. Good. Yeah, I just haven't heard anything about the ICE raids recently, and I'm like,
we're going to hear about it tonight. We're going to hear about it tonight. Anyway, let's move on to point number. So point number one, we see. I'm not sure how this is going to work.
Yeah, already out the gate.
Yeah. Point number two: the United States of America and Iran undertake to respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity, and to refrain from interfering with each other's internal affairs. Okay, it's basically saying don't start sending these Intifada bombers into our country, I guess, and we're not going to be messing with you. U.S. and Iran commit to negotiating and achieving the final deal in maximum 60 days, extendable with mutual consent. Okay. Immediately upon the signing of this MoU, the United States of America will begin the removal of its naval blockade and any disturbances or impediments against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and will fully end the naval blockade within 30 days. So we're pulling our ships out. During this period, the traffic of vessels will be in proportion to the numbers of pre-war traffic being restored by the Islamic Republic of Iran. The the United States further undertakes to remove its forces from the proximity of the Islamic Republic of Iran within 30 days after the final deal. Now, we've heard conflicting reports as to that there's going to be some in the region, but I guess it means like not like basically training their weapons on Iran. But we have bases all over the world, including in the Middle East. So I don't know what this means, but I assume this means going back to where we were before we killed Khomeini. I think that's basically what he's trying to say. And that to me seems fine. Upon the signing of this MoU, Iran will make arrangements using its best efforts for the safe passage of commercial vessels with no charge for 60 days only. 60 days?
Huh.
From the Persian Gulf to the Sea of Oman and vice versa. The traffic of commercial vessels will immediately start and consider the need for moving the technical and military obstacles, and demining by Iran will be instated within 30 days. So basically, they're saying they're going to have their minds cleared out within 30 days to enable shipping to resume and let oil flow. But they say with no charge for 60 days. I mean, I heard they were charging like $2 million a ship to go through. Like they were making money hand over fist on that straight. Iran will conduct dialogue with the Sultanate of Oman to define the future administration and maritime services in the Strait of Hormuz in discussion with other Persian Gulf littoral states in line with the applicable international law and the sovereign rights of coastal states in the Strait of Hormuz. Anyway, so from this paragraph here, what we really see here is that they're just going to let ships go through for 60 days. They're going to try to clear out the mines that they're going to be, but it could take a month for them to get that done. And then we only have 2 months before they're going to start charging whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, which is going to be great. That's going to be awesome.
What is that? Well, what is that?
Who knows? Who knows what they can charge whatever they want in 60 days.
I don't know. I don't know what this means. This I'm not liking. I'm not liking. Also missing the China element. I think reducing their oil supply by 50% in 4 months was a goal. Keep in mind, this CNN MOU is a draft grain of sand. Okay. No, I get that. That's true. Fine. America undertakes with regional partners to develop a definitive mutually agreed plan with at least $300 billion for reconstruction and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The mechanism for them, and we'll talk about this in a moment. So Iran's going to get $300 billion investment, and the mechanism for the implementation of this plan will be finalized as part of the final deal within 60 days. All required licenses, waivers, and permissions needed for the relevant financial transactions will be granted by the United States of America. What this is referring to, and Vance has been going around to different talk shows talking about this particular provision. And this is referring to, he says, not one dime of this is going to come from our tax money or America. That the Gulf states, UAE, Qatar, maybe Saudi Arabia or whatever, have agreed to fund $300 billion into rebuilding Iran. America's part in this is that they are saying, okay, we're going to allow those states to do that, and that they're going to be investing $300 billion for some plan to redevelop Iran and, I guess, fix the infrastructure that's been destroyed during the course of this conflict. They estimate that the cost of the damage that's been done as a result of this conflict is roughly $1 trillion. So it's assuming the money is actually funneled towards reconstruction. This would be a piece toward helping them. This wouldn't actually get them back to where they were before they started. But it would be obviously $300 billion, a lot of money, and be a significant piece. But the thing that Vance keeps saying over and over again is it's not our money, it's not our money, it's not our money, and they don't get this money right away. This is money that they could get, assuming that they comply with certain steps over the next several months, that monies start getting invested in them on some schedule that the United States is supposed to pre-approve. So what are your thoughts on this? Any?
I don't know, Joe. I really don't. I mean, why are we getting involved in any of that right there?
Well, this is the carrot. When you're dealing with someone, you basically want to give them
$300 billion in any of this just seems insane to me.
Right. But it's not my money. It's not your money. It's not American money. It's Qatar money. It's UAE money.
Yeah, if you think we're not going to pay any price for that, sure. But
that's what they keep swearing over and over again. I have clip after clip of JD Vance saying not one dime is going to come from us.
I don't believe that. Not anymore.
So you just think it's crap. If
when it comes to money, when it comes to money, it's always like this. What normally happens is some other country will pay something, and then we will provide something in kind to them that's not actual currency. Like, oh well, we just decided to gift them $300 billion in missiles or food or whatever it is. That's where, and then they go, well, that wasn't one dime.
Well, that's a disconcerting thought.
Has it not happened time after time after time? That's why I'm saying, like, this is a carrot, but to me, this is a bad carrot.
Because you're afraid that ultimately we're paying for it one way or another.
Always have.
All right. If we weren't paying for it, how would you feel about it?
Yeah, have at it, buddy. You do you, pal. I'm here for it.
Okay. I think that's a very healthy take you just had. And I'm also skeptical about like whether or not we're actually going to end up funding one way or another to kick in here. And I don't want to be kicking in any money. And I don't want to. And I would consider giving troops to Qatar while Qatar kicks in $60 billion. The next thing you know, we're giving $60 billion worth of missiles to Qatar. I would have a problem with that also. So, yeah. Number 7. America undertakes to terminate all types of sanctions against the Islamic Republic of Iran, including the UN Security Council resolutions, IAE Board of Governors resolutions, and all unilateral U.S. sanctions, primary and secondary, and an agreed-upon schedule as part of the final deal. Iran and America acknowledge the critical importance of the sanctions termination issue above mentioned and expressed their intention to immediately address these issues in the negotiations in order to achieve mutual agreement on them. Now, this ties in to something which comes up, I think, in number 11. So I'm going to jump forward to number 11, because over here we're talking about monies and sanctions, and I'm going to just jump down to number 11 for a moment. Number 11 says, America undertakes to make fully available for the U.S. for the use the frozen or restricted funds and assets of Iran upon the implementation of this MoU. America and Iran will mutually agree on the procedures related to release of these funds during negotiations. Such funds, whether retained in the original account or transferred, shall be made fully usable for payment to any ultimate beneficiary designated by the Central Bank of Iran, and the United States of America undertakes to issue all necessary licenses and authorizations accordingly. So I was troubled by this whole sanctions and release of sanctions money the other day.
You about that.
So I actually looked into this, and apparently over the years, and this really has happened on and off a lot, going all the way back to the days of Carter, where America has issued sanctions against Iran. And how do we issue these sanctions? So one of the ways we issue them is that we'll go to some party that's holding money in a bank for Iran. They buy, let's say, $20 billion worth of oil. And we basically say to them, we go to the bank and we say, we think that they're using that money for terrorism, and we want you to hold that money in the account and not release it to them. And if you don't do that, then we'll take the following. Well, then we're going to give you tariffs of 300%. So they end up doing it.
Yeah.
And that's how basically we effectuate sanctions in order so that money basically is stockpiling these different accounts that has been paid by someone else. We have basically interceded to stop those monies from being transferred over to Iran, And part of this deal is all those monies that are accumulating, we're going to be releasing. And it seems as if right away, which they're estimating is roughly in total right now, like somewhere between 15 and $25 billion. So this is not American money per se. This is money that America has been. No, it probably, I mean, it could be, I guess, in theory, if Americans had purchased money, that Americans had been basically stopped from passing that money on. But it's money that's basically been allocated already, is sitting in some bank account. It's not government money. It's money that our government has stopped from being transferred over to Iran that we're now releasing. And that's usually part of sanctions. That's why this brings me back to this number 7, which basically is saying America is going to go to the UN and tell them lift all their sanctions and have all these different sanctions lifted, so that it won't be stopping people from transferring money in the future. And we're going to stop all these sanctions, and we're going to basically let the money flow to Iran, including money that's already been pooled up there, which is somewhere between 15 and $25 billion. Thoughts?
I mean, I think we have to do this one. I think this is a better carrot personally than the other one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I think the other one is going to be one of those like rob Peter to pay Paul things, and the money on this one is way less than if we end up doing that same scenario that I always see happen. Yeah.
All right.
And if we could do, I mean, if we're going to work tariffs into the deal, like you were saying.
Well, I was saying that basically, no, I was saying we would use like sort of like the threat of tariffs to make these other nations cooperate with us.
Yeah, but we're still going to put tariffs on everybody anyway. Like that's what we're doing. So the threat of tariffs that allows us to make money versus we're just going to give you money.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I want to clarify. So in other words, you have country X over here, which is holding money in a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's Thailand. So we tell Thailand, don't release that money or else. And implied in the or else is tariffs. So there's no tariffs that are actually being used. It's like a threat of tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
So like, that, and they're like, oh, okay, we definitely don't want to get hit with your tariffs. We're just going to hold on to this money and tell Iran, too bad, so sad. We're just keeping your money in this account. We're not letting you get it.
Yeah.
So there isn't actually any tariff money per se. It's almost like it's the baseball bat that never gets swung. It's just that's how we effectuate the sanctions. That's what I'm saying. So with that in mind, you're still okay with this?
I'm not as say pissy about this as some of the other stuff so far. I'm just like, come on, man, what are we doing here already? So all right. Let's move on to number 8.
Number 8 is the one that America presumably is most interested in. We should be most interested in. Iran reaffirms that it shall not procure or develop nuclear weapons. America and the Islamic Republic of Iran have agreed to resolve the disposition of stockpiled enriched material pursuant to a mechanism that will be mutually agreed upon in accordance with the schedule mentioned in paragraph 7. So something having to do with this agreed upon sanctions, or I don't know, but some sort of schedule mentioned in paragraph 7 with the minimum methodology to be down blended on site. So now we're talking about the nuclear material itself is going to be they need a method to down blend on site under the supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency.
Wait, hold on. The in accordance with the schedule mentioned in paragraph 7, with the minimum methodology to be down blended on site. Okay.
So what they basically claim is that their nuclear material is at the bottom of those mountains that were bombed.
Yeah.
And their claim is that extricating that material is something that only 2 nations on Earth have the capacity to do. Because you have to realize you're dealing with, potential radiation, other issues, if you're going to go down there and start dealing with, enriched uranium. Mm-hmm. So you basically what they say is only China or America have the capacity to do it. It's like I guess the infrastructure to do it. So what are we doing with this waste? America doesn't want them to have it because we're afraid, hey, for all we know, you're going to bring China in there and strike some sort of deal with them where you're going to give them some oil and they're going to basically help you get your uranium. We definitely don't want to see that happen. So we want to make sure that does not happen. And the way to do that is that we actually send people down there, our experts down there, to downblend that uranium from being enriched into being something that's, I guess, not enriched, and that's what they're agreeing to here in item 8. I guess there's going to be some sort of expedition down there. I'm sure they're already dug down there, but to be some work that's being done in order to get a hold of that uranium and downgrade it.
Okay.
So, I mean, from an American perspective, one of the key reason
that's our goal. That's supposedly our goal the whole time was nuclear weapons. It's got nothing to do with like put a bullet in Khomeini whatsoever. Security.
I think they definitely want to. I think they definitely wanted to put a bullet in Khomeini.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is, I do think there was a concern about nuclear weapons.
That was the banner that was waved.
Right. That's definitely the banner that's been waved. So now it's like, okay, what happens with this nuclear material? That's what should happen here. The two parties have also agreed to discuss the issue of enrichment and other mutually agreed matters related to Iran's nuclear needs, based on a satisfactory framework being agreed upon in the final deal. The final deal will confirm the provisions of this paragraph. America and Iran acknowledge the critical importance of nuclear issues above mentioned. They express their intention to immediately address these issues in negotiations in order to achieve mutual agreement on them. So this sounds like they're really a little bit of a ways away as to what they're going to end up doing with this uranium. And I mean, the way JD Vance describes it is that they're going to basically be pounding it down into dust, like, and Trump has referred to it as nuclear dust. And
we should just take it from them. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah,
that was okay. So why are we getting so silly with all of this already? We'll just destroy it. No, take it. We could use it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get that part at all. JH says, Joe, Sin brings you a new employee. She's bipolar with gender dysphoria and she's deeply in debt. You signed the employment contract. Where do you see this going? By the way, her name is Iran.
Hey, I see it going poorly. That's where I see it going.
Yeah,
I'm too nice to people. Never take my hiring ideas.
Yeah, I can see this really. I have concerns.
I see it working out personally. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going back to. I think it'll be fine.
You think everything's gonna be fine?
It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
All right. No, you don't seem to be that enthused. You seem to have concerns.
No, I think it'll work out perfectly fine. You know what? Mr. Blackville's going away, where everything's gonna work out fine, boys. And we're doing silly things in this deal to get a deal.
It does seem as if, I mean, this is the main thing we want, right? Now, you and I have been calling for them to get the hell on out, right?
Yeah.
We're like, it's time. You got to get out, right? So, feels as if we're not there. It feels as if like we should. Yeah, I'm starting to have regret that we didn't just bomb a lot more, like make them feel a lot more pain.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah. Pending the final deal, America and Iran agreed to maintain the status quo. Iran will maintain the current status quo of its nuclear program, and America will not impose any new sanctions and will not deploy additional forces in the region. Well, obviously, this all is very dependent on where you're at over here.
Yeah.
What you agreed to on part 8. So, 10 says that America undertakes the immediate upon the signing this MoU, termination of sanctions, and the Department of Treasury will issue waivers for the export of Iranian crude oil, petroleum products and derivatives, and all associated services. So we're just going to basically let everything flow through to you. That we read 11 already. America and Iran agree that an executive mechanism will be established to monitor the successful implementation of this MoU and future compliance. This basically means we're all going to act in good faith. And after signing this MoU and the subject beginning of implementation of paragraphs 1, 4, 5, 10, and 11. So 1, 4, 5, 10, and 11 was basically, just to remind you, was that we're going to stop attacking Lebanon and stop the blockade, and Iran's going to let everyone go through on the blockade, and the whole immediate of the sanctions and releasing of those monies. So the United States, America, Iran will start negotiations regarding the final deal exclusively on the other paragraphs. The final deal will be endorsed by a binding UNSC resolution. So that's the deal. Scale of 1 to 10. What are your thoughts? Oh, let's start this. Overall,
like I just think we're doing silly things. If it works, it works. Get us the hell out of there. But I agree with you that we should have made them hurt more, so there would be way less concessions in that treaty. And then the uranium being turned into uranium dust is so stupid that we have gained nothing again being in the Middle East. We have went over there and left with nothing to enrich America whatsoever.
I too am frustrated with the fact that we seem to never conquer the way we should. Like, it's like, I don't understand. Like, what's the point of bludgeoning someone if you're getting nothing out of it?
It makes no sense.
So what we got out of it in theory is, if we have confidence, because now there's going to be inspections with IAE, and they actually have some sort of thing related to that, that's an oversight and an agreement as to what they're doing. And yet, then I guess you have something. But how long is it? How many years before that starts getting sloppy? And we're like, nope, they're going back to enriching their uranium again. I don't know.
It's going to take one slight. That's all it is. Just one slight for them to publicly be saying that kind of stuff. That's my problem. That's my issue. And I think if you could get Israel on board, and then you would have, potential in the Middle East to have the Abraham Accords going forward properly. And then at that point, the entire Middle East would have to hold Iran accountable for their actions.
I think Trump is hopeful that this will be a precursor towards getting them to be dealing like a normal economic power, and looking out for their economic interests, and they keep talking about, a healthy and a prosperous Iran, and that he has these objectives of trying to find a way to bring them into the typical economic community, same as you would have, I don't know, France or Poland or Brazil. So too you would have, or Saudi Arabia, you would have Iran. I think that's his objective here. I think that I have concerns that it's wishful thinking, because they're holding very, very fast here, despite the fact that they've been doing nothing but taking a punch. I mean, thank God we haven't heard much about any punches being thrown in a way that has significantly harmed America. But I mean, that's not to disclaim the significance of what I think 13 members who have died, but by all accounts, I mean, compared to the losses that Iran suffered, it's been very minimal damage that we suffered. And yet they're still basically showing we can take a punch. I don't care how many leaders' heads you cut off via bomb. It doesn't matter. We're still basically going to be very obstinate with respect to negotiating any sort of deal. And I think that's not a sign of an eager and willing economic partner. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's my thing. If we're going to go over there and mess with Iran, we need to do one of two things. We need to conquer and bring home anything for, as a result of being over there, or have an actual partner in the Middle East that we could go over there to and do trade, help with problems that are over there. And we have neither of those right now. And I'm so tired of banging my head against the wall going, can we just stay out of the Middle East? No? Okay. Can we do something that benefits America?
No.
Never.
No, the best we have is that we're not going to get bombed.
That's it.
That's
but we were never going to get bombed anyway. We were never going to get bombed.
I think the fear was the notion of them basically getting some sleeper in here with, like, some sort of, suitcase that's loaded with uranium and detonating it. I think that's the big fear. There's not a fear of them firing off a nuclear weapon and hitting us, but that once that they basically would, that threat would be continually looming.
Find a softer wall, somebody says. My whole life, we've been in the Middle East almost. If you think about it, right?
Oh, yeah,
almost my entire life, we've been in the Middle East. You have the first Gulf War when I was an itty bitty baby. You have, us going into Afghanistan and back into Iraq for 20 years. And then we've been over here for 8 months now.
No. It just feels like 8 months.
It feels like 8 months. We went in November? No, it was after Christmas.
February. They went in February.
I always think we went in earlier for some reason before Christmas. So
February. 3.5 months.
3.5 months. So more of my life has been us in the Middle East than not in the Middle East.
That's true.
And it is exhausting to think of that we have done nothing but waste money. We have gained. Could you name one thing that we got? Honestly,
see, the problem, and I brought this up. I don't think you were here when I brought this up. The problem is this is what it boils down to at the end of the day. The promise is that there's a boogeyman which we're slaying. All these wars we've been seeing, there's a boogeyman that we're slaying. And the term boogeyman implies made up. And I that's why I don't really like this, but there's a monster outside and we need to quell the monster. And we basically have no way of knowing if in fact the monster has been stopped, what threat the monster is posing tomorrow, or even if there is a monster. So on the other hand, that doesn't mean that there is no monster outside. You know what I'm saying? The monster could be it could be a predator. It could be a homicidal maniac. The monster can be a raging fire, or it could be just a product of imagination. So, but if in fact, we basically had stopped the monster from harming children, from burning down houses, something like that, you and I wouldn't know about it. So we've sort of been primed. This worked far more effectively when we Americans had trust in our government. So it's like, okay, look, they keep telling us there's a monster, so we need to slay this monster. We need to keep the monster at bay or slay it. So that's basically, so when America is in that frame of mind of, daddy is telling us that there's a monster outside, so we basically were very comfortable with basically saying, yeah, go America, F yeah. Once that trust was shattered, and properly so, because of the repeated lies that we had from the government, so you start thinking there's no monster at all and that everything is a lie. And that is potential. The problem with that is just because daddy, so to speak, the government is a liar, doesn't mean that there is no monster, or that they haven't successfully stopped the monster on several occasions. We just don't know, and we just don't trust. So we're basically the only way, assuming that so basically you're left with this. Here are your options, and none of them are very palatable. But the options basically become keep slaying, even though we know we're being lied to. The option, or you can say completely distrust the government until such time as the monster actually rears its ugly head and takes a significant bite and harms potentially hundreds, thousands, millions of Americans, or that will never come to be. But it's like we're sort of like left like with this lack of knowledge as to what we actually need, and that's because of the fact that our government has lied to us so effectively. So we're sort of left in this world, which what I foresee happening is that interest in supporting government protection of us from these outside forces is going to continue to wane and wane and wane and wane until it actually basically is nullified. And then sometime down the road, one of those monsters out there, and let's be fair, it's not really only one monster out there. I mean, the monster could be Middle Eastern, it could be Russian, it could be Chinese, it could be anything. But that monster is basically going to bite us in the keister, and that could, and I'm not saying it's going to happen next month, next year, or 5 years from now, and it might not happen in my lifetime. Does that mean it's never going to happen? I think it's ridiculous to think it's never going to happen, but it definitely will happen. And it's unfortunate because it doesn't have to happen, but the only reason it's happening to us is because Daddy has exposed himself as being a big fat liar.
Yeah.
But that's just the reality of the world. That's those lies end up there are people who will die because of their lies, and we have no way of knowing when or where or how that will happen, or whether it's going to happen, like I said, next month, next year, or in 20 years. But it's going to happen, and it's unfortunate because it shouldn't. Because whatever. It's very very aggravating. I feel like I'm a downer right now.
No, but this whole thing is a downer. It's been a drain on our entire. Everything that we were trying to do in this administration, this has been a drain on. Everything that was looking on the bright side, that was looking up, all that has been a drain on. Then you've had a lot of the cabinet picks that have just been sort of lame ducks too, that we've gone through in the past few months. A lot of this to me just feels so vanilla. I mean, the news that I saw this week, Trump's getting dragged over, is the what is it, the reflecting pool or whatever at the Washington Monument being green. And people are seriously pissed over this. And I'm like, y'all are so dumb. This is so dumb. This is just another dumb thing to be mad about. But I'm looking at it and I'm going, all of this could be avoided. All of this is such stupid missteps for no reason. So like I get the like black-pilledness, but you got to look at it and go, well, what can we do to make it better? And I think, you know what? Hey, if we're pulling out of Iran and this is what we got to do to get out of there before midterms, good. Do I like it? No. Could it be better? Yeah, always can be. We just got to, if we're ever going to do anything, man, we've got to start. As America, I think we lost something somewhere with like the hippie movement or some crap like that, to where we stopped conquering when people stepped on our toe and we started pacifying.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to get back to. If we're gonna play world police, let's play world police. That's what I think. And look, if a cop pulls me over right now and I've got a $10,000 cash on me and can't tell them where it came from right then and there, they're gonna take that money from me. So might as well benefit from something.
You would think that would be like the smart way to handle this. But is to actually go out there and be a conquering force. But sadly, it seems as if we're never going to have a politician who has the cojones to do that. Apparently, it's too taboo to be colonialistic. But yeah, no, I would look one day when I'm unanimously declared master of the world. I will basically say that's what we're going to do. When we go in there, we're going to take care of. We're going to make sure that whatever it is it costs us to engage in this expedition, you're going to pay for it.
Got to do something.
And let me tell you something. American lawyers who are worth their salt, they know that if you ever negotiate a lease, okay, that you're trying to rent a piece of property, you are always in the position of weakness as the tenant. Always. And it's just the nature of the world. So you're in a position of weakness, which is why you'll see in the agreement, if you actually go through it, and I have gone through agreements that like tenant agreements and tried parsing them out, which are so onerous. And one of the things that is often in there is that if you commit some sort of wrong as the tenant, we have a right to sue you for, let's say you breach, you don't pay, whatever. And when we sue you, if that happens, you not only, and you're found guilty, not only are you going to have to pay what you owe, you're going to have to cover our reasonable attorney fees, which, let me tell you something, there's no such thing as reasonable attorney fees to normal people. They're not reasonable at all. So they basically say, when we come and have to like basically raid your money, you're going to pay for the raiding party. You're financing that. So there's no reason that, since America is basically the big dog in the yard, why is it that we should have just a standard policy? Whatever it costs us, you are going to pay. We're not paying to fix your country. Quite the contrary. You're going to pay us the expenses that we incurred in trying to quell you down because you were a jerk. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. But the reality is, for one reason or another, we don't have any politicians who have, even having Trump in there. And he's like, he's got the biggest brass balls out of anyone we've had sitting in the Oval Office. And even he is like, willing to capitulate rather than saying, us paying you, you're paying us. That's the way it will be. Otherwise, we'll keep bludgeoning you. Or we'll just take it.
You need to do something, man. You got to make it worth it. Yeah.
We'll just take it. Yeah. What does come in there? We're going to take your oil.
I don't know why we don't.
I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this namby-pamby kind of this Nancy boy type of approach of being like, we just finished bludgeoning you. Let's pay you some money. What the hell is that? That's retarded.
Well, it's the other thing too. Like, they've always, for as long as I can remember, called America like big bullies. Like, we're just bullies. We're just throwing our power around. And you know what?
Stop being a dick.
Yeah, like eventually you go, you know what? Yeah, sure. Give me your lunch money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we should be, basically beat them up and take their lunch money.
Yeah.
That's what should happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
When's the last time a country made another country like pay for the war? What was it? Germany? World War I? World War II?
No, World War I.
No, what? No. Germany was still under. They put them under sanctions after World War II, didn't they?
Yeah, but the sanctions were far more relaxed than they were in World War I. A lot of people say that the heavy sanctions that came after World War I actually led to World War II. Because
I would believe that. Yeah, I can make an argument.
We bankrupted Germany after World War I. So and that's why when the recession hit on a worldwide level in 1929, it just destroyed them. So
yeah, I can make an argument for that 100%. So yeah. That's the last time I can think of anybody doing that. I'm sure someone somewhere has, and somebody in the chat's going to be like, "Nah, it was Taipei in 1987 did it to whatever other small country." But no, like that's the last on the world stage. Is the last time I could remember that. I know of that happening. So
yeah. But that should just be a policy going forward. Hey, if you mess around, we're not just going to beat you up. We're going to take your money to pay for it.
Yeah, we're gonna turn you into a McDonald's franchise.
There was a movie my parents told me about when I was a little kid. I think it's called The Mouse That Roared, which was about this country, and this is going back to like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, I bet it was only
and it was
60s or 70s. Sure.
It was a comedy about this tiny little country that was broke, and they needed money. So they figured, we'll attack America, lose, and then they'll pay us, and they'll give us lots of money, and that's how we can make money. And so that's basically the plan they have. The problem is that they actually start winning, and they don't know what to do because we're supposed to do. We're winning. We don't know how to do. That wasn't part of the plan. I'm pretty sure it was called The Mouse That Roared. I never saw the movie. My parents told me the premise of the movie, but look at this. So I never, like I said, I never saw it. My father told me about the movie. And yeah, that's, it's such a well-known concept that we pay them off that it's like an easy, in the 60s and 70s, it's an easy premise for a movie. Like, oh, okay. And that's going back to then. And now it's only worse. It's disaster. Should I give you some good news?
Yes, please.
I'm going to show you a crowd cheering.
All right.
I'm going to show you a crowd cheering. This is the EU Parliament. Pretty happy, huh?
Yeah. What are they cheering over?
They're cheering over the fact that a bill passed, a resolution passed. And they're saying, send them back, send them back. That's what they're chanting. Send them back, send them back. Why is that? Because today, the European Parliament voted 418-218 to pass the strictest migration law in EU history. When the result was announced, the MPs started chanting, send them back. Inside the Parliament chamber on the floor in 2026, here is what the law actually does. Deportation orders now apply across all EU member states. You can't evade removal by crossing a border. So when they want someone out, it's not like you go from Italy to Germany and everything's good. No. It's deportation order still stands. Detention before deportation extended from 6 months to 30 months.
Ooh.
Unlimited for security threats.
Nice.
Return hubs in third countries. Migrants can be transferred outside the EU while awaiting deportation, including families with children. Automatic deportation stays while appeals are pending. Gone.
Oh.
Courts decide case by case. Entry bans double from 5 years to 5 to 10 years. Lifetime bans for a security risk.
Nice.
Currently, only about 20% of people ordered deported from the EU actually leave. For years, European leaders told voters that open borders and mass migration were non-negotiable. Wanting enforcement meant you were fascists. And today, 418 members of the European Parliament just disagreed. And that's because of Trump. He proved his immigration policies were popular enough to win elections. And after a wave of right-wing electoral gains across the continent, Europe is following in his footsteps. The Overton window is getting kicked off its hinges. So isn't that a nice story?
That's a very nice story. You know, it'd have been even nicer if these guys would have realized it during Brexit. If they would have been like, wait, hold up. Hey, one of our largest money-making countries is not liking these immigration policies. Maybe we ought to do something. No, that's great. I'm glad the Overton window is shifted. I really am.
Right. And yeah,
I'm. It's sad to see like what Germany and all these other countries in the EU have like turned into.
Yeah,
you just see some of these stories that are horrendous and disgusting.
Bunch of fairies.
Bunch of fairies.
Bringing it domestic. This is the Democrats. They decided to go down to Newark and have a hearing about the Delaney Hall Detention Center, and publish their hearing, like that they're going to basically they live streamed it, because you remember the J6 Select Committee, how they were like basically live streaming like their hearings about what happened on J6. So Democrats decided we're going to live stream our hearings about Delaney Hall. Now this is an unsanctioned hearing. So it's not something that Congress or anything, because they're in the minority. Congress hasn't agreed to allow them to do this. They decide to do it on their own. So it has no effect, anything they're doing. It's no effect on Delaney Hall. It's really just a show. But they decided to live stream it to the millions of anti-ICE supporters. And because they basically redoing the J6 Select Committee, but this time with being anti-ICE.
Right now, Democrats in the House Homeland Security Committee holding an unsanctioned field hearing about an ICE detention facility at the center of recent riots in Newark, New Jersey. Congressional correspondent Bill Malugion's live on Capitol Hill with the latest. Hi, Bill.
John, good afternoon to you. Because Democrats aren't in the majority in the House right now, they don't get to call the shots on what hearings happen right here on Capitol Hill. So what they've decided to do is hold their own unsanctioned field hearing out in New Jersey about ICE and Delaney Hall. Now, that hearing kicked off just about an hour ago, as you mentioned.
So what are they doing here?
Nothing.
Literally nothing. Literally nothing. How many of their millions of fans do you think were watching this live hearing? Because the J6 Select Committee, you remember, like that was big stuff. That was like people in DC were TiVoing. It was a huge thing. How many people? So I feel like they sort of were trying to recreate that, by having this live stream of Democrats holding a hearing about evil fascist men. So how many people do you think were actually listening, like watching live stream?
I couldn't even fathom to guess. I mean, I wouldn't even attempt to guess.
Like you would think 10,000, 20,000, 100,000.
I would say, what, 100,000? No, 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah, go 20.
And it's with the House Homeland Security Committee, the Democrats on that committee hosting this so-called shadow hearing right now. It's led by Congressman Benny Thompson. He's the highest Democrat on that.
He's the guy who ran the J6 Select Committee.
0 Republicans are participating, as again, this is not sanctioned. The Democrats say they're going to take a look at the treatment of ICE detainees at Delaney Hall during this hearing. Some of the witnesses they have testifying include the mayor of Newark, the ACLU, and a U.S. Army veteran detained by ICE. Opening statements wrapped up a short time ago, and several Democrats called for Delaney Hall to be shut down.
We will keep standing up for detainees and the peaceful protesters at Delaney Hall. We will keep standing up to ICE's violence. We will demand accountability for this administration.
This is a congresswoman who herself got violent with ICE. So
from this administration, and we will shut down Delaney Hall.
As Representative McIver,
there's Benny.
The members of the New Jersey.
I keep calling him Benny Johnson. I don't remember Benny Thompson. I don't even remember.
Don't do that.
It's Benny Thompson. I don't know.
New Jersey delegation have called for repeatedly. I too call for the immediate closure of Delaney Hall facility.
And John,
so we're gonna get the Nielsen numbers, the Nielsen ratings.
On this hearing is in a tiny room. It is closed to the public. The audience is very small as well. A chunk of it appears to be media. If you want to watch it, it's being streamed by the Democrats live on YouTube. Just looking at the viewer count right now, they have a total of 95 people watching. The highest I've seen that go up to since it started is about 115 people, John.
95 people watching. They go down to New Jersey.
Wait. Hold on. Okay. I see you, Pet Rescue. Good to see you. I had 206 people watching my dumb stream last night. Just a random
95 people watching.
Oh, buddy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you spiked that vote a little bit. You're like, what do you think? Like 10K, 20K? What a jerk. What an absolute jerk.
You would think. I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, it's sad. Like I'm sitting here going, me and my buddy decided to do a random stream about a random nobody because a random chatter asked me to do it. And I was like, sure, spur of the moment, did it. We had 206 people watching. We averaged, when we hit a drop, we averaged like 50 more viewers than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They keep trying. It's like they look at a J6 Select Committee hearing as their heyday, and they're desperately trying to recreate it. So I don't know if you heard this week, but there was an arrest of 15 far left folks from Minnesota, who the Antifa, that they were basically hit with charges.
Good. Chargers? Oh, charges. Never mind.
Charges.
I was getting hopeful.
Yeah, they should have. They were hit with their 15 for their organization that they called Damn. Feds charged 15 Minnesota protesters in alleged anti-ICE conspiracy. Prosecutors say the defendants were part of an organized effort to impede immigration enforcement officers in the Twin Cities. Am I gonna have to? Really? I think I pay for you, don't I? Let me see if I pay for him. I don't know if I paid the Wall Street Journal or not. Let me see. Let's see. Definitely not going. Definitely not. Oh, look at that. I do.
Why do you pay for these sites? You know, you could just put them on reader mode. And never mind. You know what? I'm not going to give you any advice ever because you always just roll your eyes at me and never listen. So you know what? You do you.
I just want. I want. You're telling the Jew how he can
to be a better
save
Jew.
money.
Yes.
Okay. All right. If I had this in reader mode, you would be all over my butt about like, oh, the Jew trying to save money going into reader mode.
Yeah, you're also. It's.
But when you find out I'm
content.
paying for it,
yeah,
then it's.
I have a Jew that comes on my show, and I'm going to report you to him. Okay, just so you know, it's going to get back.
All right. Well, 15 individuals all face charges of conspiracy to impede or injure a federal officer. Defendants planned or worked together to create shield walls and physical barriers for multiple demonstrations outside an immigration detention center, prosecutors alleged. Members of the conspiracy coordinated to bring the barriers to demonstrations and at times used devices like makeshift hedgehogs, an anti-tank obstacle that includes angled metal beams to block the roadways in an attempt to thwart immigration officials, according to the indictment. Demonstrators included unindicted co-conspirators and some protests through projectiles, including ice blocks, law enforcement prosecutors alleged. Several also faced charges of interstate stalking, assault on a federal officer, destruction of government property. It's a 94-page indictment. And they're based, it's the anti-ICE group that calls itself Direct Action Minnesota, or DAM, that call for violent resistance to federal immigration enforcement in the area. Praise God. Like, finally, right?
Yeah. I mean, do we?
What?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. I changed my mind. No, we're good. I was working on a Jew joke, to be honest with you. I couldn't land it. I was writing it in my head in real time.
Let's hear from one of these. Let's hear from one of these idiots.
Oh no, Joe! Why? All right, come on, man. You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot look at anybody like this and go, "Oh, that's a serious person." You know, this woman's got to be. All right, I would say she's in her 40s, but I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts that she's probably in her mid to early 30s.
20s, probably. But
you think 20s? I could see that because these people age like milk.
Google parakeet mailbox woman. I don't know.
Yeah, like parakeet mailbox woman. These people age like milk, and I've seen it in my real life with a girl that my cousin dated when she turned super lefty. Protesting, LGBT protests, all this stuff. And she went from being very cute to looking 40 years old in her 20s.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think, you ever notice, like, when you're really happy, people go, you look good. Like, you're feeling good, life's good, you're a happy person. People go, man, you're looking good. Or you look in the mirror and you go, I look good. Those sort of things. There's something when you're always like marinated in negativity and the world burning has to do something to you. Because everything's a slight, everything's victimizing you, everything's hurting you. If a person like this, everything they do is some sort of victimization.
I remember Demi Lovato, I think. She got weird and fat and shaved her hair at a certain point. Do you remember this? It's like all of a sudden, as soon as she basically was like she was going for this look, you know? Mm-hmm. And you're just like, why do people, well, whatever, here we go.
I've never been violent. I've never had trouble with the law. The only thing I did was care about my community and my neighbors. And I would, against the government's violence to our communities and to try to mitigate and help those affected because they've been terrorizing us. And I can't just sit there and not do anything, but I definitely would never do anything illegal. Like, and it sickens me, and it makes me really sad.
But clearly, you would do things that are illegal. I feel for her. This is a rough story. She would never do anything illegal other than like impede federal agents in the course of their duties.
This is happening to me and others because none of us deserve this, because all we want to do is create a better world, a better community.
They have unfairly characterized her as a fugitive in the media. She is far from a fugitive. She's a wonderful person, a wonderful citizen.
I've never been violent. I've never.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so that's her sad story. Do you feel for her?
No, not at all. I zoned out. I couldn't stop looking at the top of her head. I'm a victim, and everybody looks at me weird, and the government is terrorizing me.
Wait, what are they?
And I'm bullied by kids in Walmart. And a little kid the other day walked up and said, "Mommy, why is she so big and looked like the parakeet at the house?"
I don't understand. What is the thought process when she's going for this hairstyle? This is not an accident. It's not like she got her head cut in a hedge trimmer. How does this happen? How does this happen? I don't even understand.
That's a choice.
Yes, that's a choice. That and ho-hos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. These are choices. This is just horrifying. Horrifying. And she's like sitting here like, I'm a victim. I'm a victim. You want to hear from another victim?
Of course, I love them.
I think which one was this? Was this one? No, that was this one. No, it wasn't that. Oh, this was yesterday. This was yesterday. Oh my God. Leftist rioters attempted to attack the federal courthouse. This was yesterday in St. Paul, Minnesota, after 15 Antifa members were indicted by the DOJ. So they went and attacked the courthouse because they figured that's going to go well. And the officer deployed bear spray in the faces of the rioters, forcing courthouse doors open. I don't even know what bear spray is. It doesn't sound like something you want sprayed on your face.
It's super heavy duty mace. Specifically
really?
made. Yeah, it's mace. It comes in it's a very potent form of mace that you use when you're camping or in bear country. Yes, I've got some out in the shop.
It's designed to keep you protected from a bear. So bears attacking.
Yeah, 100%.
It'll stop a bear. All right, you want to see the bear mace, the bear spray?
Yes.
Get through the door.
Fuck you! You fucking fascists! Fuck you! Fuck you!
They're not happy.
No, I think they're doing fine. I think you called them on opposite day, Joe. You remember when you used to do that back in school?
Yeah,
that's what you called them on opposite day. They're having a beautiful time.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you! You fucking fascist Nazi fucks!
Somebody's fucking head. They fucking threw this at people's heads. They fucking hit right there. Inside.
All right. So there you go. That was the reaction from the left. And honestly, these people should be arrested.
I think. All right, hear me out, Joe. We take them, we put them on an island, and then we give them just crude Stone Age or Bronze Age weapons, and we let them survive there and see what happens. Film it.
You think that woman? You think that woman would become Piggy?
I think she would become some weird like overlord wearing a bunch of lefty guys' skin. Somehow, some way, she would survive in a heartbeat.
So you're saying that's the natural environment. That's where natural selection favors her in that environment.
And I don't know why, but I think it's somehow she would do that weird worm thing where she'd be like, dude, she would continue doing the victim thing to them and slowly survive through all of it.
She's the queen of victims.
Yes.
They
We
need
can
to
call
have-
it Victimhood Island.
Oh, I love it. I love it. But you're right. I think that's actually what ages them. I think it's the perennial victimhood.
Well, it's always like, whenever we do one of these shows and it's pretty heavy, like the topics are bad or whatever, we leave here and we go, that was a really good show, but you have that feeling of exhaustion and drain.
Mhm.
I think that's the problem, is that they're dealing with that day in and day out. So
They just have drain all the time.
yes.
Why? They're not working.
Well, it's mental exhaustion. They think they are. They think they're doing something.
I don't think that analogy holds up at all.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think that analogy holds up at all. Because with us, it's like we're sitting here and we're engaging in thought and conversation and trying to make sure that it stays live. Like
Being engaged while also being entertaining.
Right, but the drain on them is their mentality is depressing.
Yeah.
The mentality, because if you're celebrating victimhood, you're basically trying to say I suck as much as possible, and frustrated if you don't suck enough. So it's like who's the real loser? It's like is it the queen
no,
of
they're
victims?
still the real loser. Don't get me wrong, but
No, but amongst when these victims all get together, right? When they all get together and like, I'm a victim, it's a depressing thing to think of yourself as a victim all the time.
Yeah.
And
we actually had this conversation last week, remember, about like, don't victimize yourself. Like, you can be victimized in the moment.
Anything I say to you, I forget 3 minutes after.
Dude,
okay?
it's okay. It's a curse. It's a curse that I remember so many stupid things.
So many things. Yeah, if we manage to hit our goal tonight, which our goal is 15 super chats in quantities of $10 or more. If we hit that, we're supposed to play two truths and a lie. 2 truths and a lie. Yeah, that's going to be part of what we're doing tonight. 2 truths and a lie, where each of us are going to have to say 3 statements about ourselves, 2 of which are true and 1 is false, and the other has to guess which one is the lie. And yeah, so if this, I'm telling you now, will not be one of them because it's obvious. I don't remember anything you say 10 minutes afterwards, which is why if we're playing that game later, you could literally tell me something that you said to me earlier in the show, and I'll be like, really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to gauge by looking at your face, like looking into your eyes.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
And
good job, Joe. Way to pick a faceless guy on the internet. Way to go there.
And hear your tone, and then I'm gonna have to like figure out which one, and I'll have to glean because it's not gonna be from memory.
I can. I've been told that I could gaslight people very easily with just keeping my tone very even and steady without making any inflections before. So good luck.
I'm really not worried at all. It's how the proxy is going to react. There's no trust. That's what Brian Ogden is saying about the MoU. And yeah, that's definitely true. And Solid says this MoU seems to be baiting Iran to give the public in USA a reason to support another strike. Iran will never let the IAEA into a top secret area. I agree with you. The IAEA, which is referenced in the MoU, that's the International Atomic Energy Agency, which was supposed to be inspecting Iran. And I agree with you. I don't know if they're going to get access to anything. But how do you set up parameters that they're actually going to get proper access? That they'll show them one facility and not the other 11 facilities. So I don't know. It's a lack of joy. It ages people. Hey, Mita, good to see you. Mita with a long E. Constant being a victim takes a toll. This is definitely true. It definitely it wears on you.
Yeah, I've seen it. I saw it in real time, and I remember going back. I think it was in 2020, and looking at like I said, my cousin's girlfriend's ex-girlfriend, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. Looking at her Instagram, and you could see where like you first met her, and she wasn't into politics, and you could see where she started like slowly, like, oh, I'm at this rally, I'm at this, this thing. She did the whole pussy hat thing. Remember when they did that in Washington? The whole like, yeah, the pink cat hats, whatever. They all like the ladies got together, the lefty ladies. She did that, and then like protesting like abortion and stuff like that in some states, and like you could see the transition and slowly see her like aging in real time over just a couple years, and it was astonishing.
Do you have before and after pictures?
No, I'm not gonna dox the lady. But
Don't
I mean,
give us
I would
her
show
name.
you personally. I would show you personally.
You
so
will?
you could see it. Yeah.
All right, show me.
Well, I'm not gonna do it right this second. No, but I would show you personally. And
Show
you
me.
would see, and you would see like, oh wow, like that is a huge transition.
Ooh.
And you can
Ooh.
see like her boyfriend, who doesn't care about politics at all, looks younger. Looks way young. It is. I'm telling you, it is crazy.
Did she start doing the whole head shaving thing and putting on weight?
No, she stopped wearing makeup completely. Started wearing like all natural fabrics, sun hats. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very funny. Still a nice gal, but
Sin, how much of a donation for you to have that haircut?
It would have to be on my channel, and it'd have to be on my channel, FFS Cast, and it would have to be close to $500 because I have fantastic hair. Okay,
Right, for $500, you would put your face on camera, shave your head, and get that red.
I would
thing.
shave my. What I would do is shave my head, take the picture, and blur censor my face.
Oh,
I would do something so you knew it was me. But yeah.
How would we know it's you? You would hold.
I would show
up.
you. I would show you without the
Right.
blur. You've already seen what I look like. I've already
Right.
been on camera with you before.
I've already
You would
had
have to
that.
vouch.
I've already had that trauma.
Yeah. You were
So
setback of your life. Sin's bald fact. No, but you dare put that evil on me, Andy Gorski. Sorry, that is.
Maybe Long East says, I feel bad for these criminals. I don't think you guys realize how hard her life is. We definitely don't realize how hard her life. We definitely do not realize how hard her life is.
I realize how heavy her life is. Lord have mercy.
Well, he just jumped in front of where I was going. Good evening, Joe. Hope all is well with you. Good to see you, Linda. Thank you for so much for stopping in here. She's gotten so nice to me lately, Linda. She used to argue with me all the time. She used to argue with me about Trump all the time, and she's really just gotten very nice and friendly. So it's good to see you. Thank you. And Brian Olenkamp coming in here with a 20. Good Lawgic memberships. God bless you, Brian. Thank you so very, very, very much. Appreciate that. Following 20 people brought into the following courtesy of Brian Olenkamp. That would include. What do we got? Why is this so? That would include Daniel Strang, the other Gygax. Hey, look at that. He just sent a super chat and he gets gifted. Taylon, Tay Logan, Ask Yeshka, Kellet, Charlene's, Alan 54. Oh my gosh. Ms. Risa, Kim Possible 3, BCB, Scott, Carla Thea, Unbreakable MJO, PJ24, Gizzy G5337. Welcome to the following Gizzy G, PB. I don't know what my it's like I'm reading like all of a sudden I have like what's that? Dyslexia or something. I don't know. PBO, God's Child, the dash in between, Mountain Goat Gaming, Grundle Master, and Valor Warrior. Welcome to the following. Please bear in mind that I am not at all the leader of the following. I am just a host, and please make sure you express your gratitude to Brian Olenkamp for bringing you on into the following because he's awesome and based and just amazing. And he basically gave you the gift of a lifetime. The gift of a lifetime that lasts only a month, but it's still a gift. It can change your life. That month can change your life. You don't know.
You would just get with me with your tracksuit sizes because again, this is not a cult. It would be great. There's now YouTube messaging, so I guess it'd be easier to do there. So I can coordinate with the air quotes, not a cult. that would be great.
So you can coordinate.
Coordinate. Also, we're swapping from
Coordinate.
Nike to New Balances. It's just a better fit and a better price.
All right. All right. Good on you. Good on you. Thank you so much, Brian. You're awesome. Appreciate it as always, my brother. We were talking about Antifa.
Yeah. I don't like those guys. Every time somebody says Antifa, I think of Anonymous, and I don't know why. I think because they adopted like the Anonymous Guy Fawkes face mask when they were like, yeah, we're super cool. But I always picture like Antifa as a bunch of emo kids who had a pocket knife in high school and thought they were tough.
Well, James O'Keefe has infiltrated Antifa.
How do they keep letting him do this? How do they keep letting this guy do? I swear to God, I know he's not with Veritas anymore. I'm trying to remember what he's with now. Like it's just a J Mo.
OMG.
OMG. Yeah. So I just feel like when I talk to people in real life, I'm like, wait, are you working with James? Why are you asking me these questions?
Are you working with James O'Keefe?
Are you working with James?
Are you one of those James O'Keefe people?
Yeah, the lady at Chipotle asking me personal questions like, ma'am, are you working with James O'Keefe? What do you know about me? Huh? What are you asking? What are you trying to get to? She's like, sir, just do you want extra rice or no? Like, no. You're gonna answer me. I'm not gonna be on hidden camera.
The reason you asked me that question, I heard your voice. It wasn't the words; it was the way you said it.
The way you said it, okay? It's the tone. I see what James is doing. Where's James at? Get him out!
Where is he? Get him out! Bring him out! O'Keefe infiltrates NJ Antifa inside NJ Byrne, Rutgers University Director, T-Mobile, AI leaders, OpenAI, ChatGPT engineer, Reverend from Princeton Theological Seminary, and ACLU board member. So these are like these really high-level people. These are not homeless people. These are not the emo kids you were describing. These are people who have jobs or accomplished. ACLU board member,
T-Mobile AI leaders.
So that's T-Mobile AI leaders, OpenAI ChatGPT engineer, Reverend from Princeton Theological Seminary, ACLU board member. They're discussing Port Newark. Elizabeth
T-Mobile will hire
blockade.
anyone.
Right.
I knew a guy, so that's not impressive. But the rest of them, yeah.
A Rutgers University director. They're discussing Port Newark Elizabeth blockade riots, road spikes, tire slashing of New Jersey police vehicles, Ukrainian-style protest tactics, and celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder. Here are the individuals they identified. Alexis P., New Jersey Coalition Against Sexual Assault Community Council member. Jim Keaty, former New Jersey Democratic candidate. Woo Jin Ko, OpenAI research from OpenAI. Belakam Mafuk. And you can see why that guy's angry. T-Mobile AI automation expert. Zainab Tanvir, the imaging director at Rutgers University. Amanda Marie Dominguez, Rutgers University PhD student in education. Adito Rayo, Princeton University's classics. They're a lot from Princeton, from the local universities. Our two prestigious New Jersey universities are Rutgers and Princeton. Shannon Smythe from the Theological Seminary Field Education. Cress Vellucci of the National Lawyers Guild co-founder, co-member, and ACLU Board of Directors. Celine Seaman. Let's check this out.
An OMG journalist went undercover inside Antifa at the height of the New Jersey shipment port blockades and discovered that members of Antifa have infiltrated almost every industry, from AI engineering, university administration, T-Mobile, to the United Nations, lawyers' guilds, and nonprofit boards of directors. We use their secret internal group chats to identify the members, highlight their most egregious statements, and track down where they work. And the positions of power that some of them hold genuinely shocked us.
Anything that's surprising to you?
No. So like I'm watching this go and like, okay, where's the hard hitting? Where's the actual like the jaw dropping stuff, James?
These people are everywhere. An Antifa cell called NJ Byrne. Recently, At Delaney Hall, the illegal immigration detention center in New Jersey, Antifa made headlines by rioting and attacking journalists and law enforcement. NJ Byrne was one of the groups on the ground.
No one's gonna come protect you. Fuck you.
I was personally on the ground at Delaney Hall. I was forced to deploy mace in self-defense and had to retreat into Delaney Hall for my own safety. The violence at Delaney Hall has been brutal and unending. Also, NJ Byrne has been making headlines for shutting down major shipment ports, such as Elizabeth Port in New Jersey.
I've shut down the entrance to the Port of Elizabeth. Port of Elizabeth is one of the most significant ports in the world.
Thanks to the journalists' infiltration of their signal chat groups, O'Keefe Media has been able to review these chats. And within them, they discuss plans for future port blockades and violent protests, celebrations of Charlie Kirk's assassination, and wishes that Trump's assassin had succeeded. Using names and profile pictures from these chats, we were able to track down a few of the members. For example, using the account's profile picture and name, Lex, we were able to match her to a LinkedIn profile for Alexis P. She is a council member of something called the New Jersey Coalition Against Sexual Assault. Lex gleefully expresses that she is a, quote, menace to the white side of her family, laments the fact that minorities have expressed condolences for Charlie Kirk, and expresses how much she, quote, fucking hates centrists and conservatives. When a person with this much anger, hatred, and racism in their hearts is a council member at the New Jersey Coalition Against Sexual Assault, how are white women, or conservative women, or centrist women for that matter, supposed to feel comfortable or safe going to the NJCASA for help? You would think radical chats like this would mostly consist of students.
This is crazy. It's not shocking to you?
Oh yeah, no, this is a lot.
Because you thought you like I think most people, we all thought that these people were just these homeless people, like not homeless, college students, right? That's what we all
I always
assume.
assumed that. Mm-hmm.
You always picture college students. No, it's not.
Yeah, I always pictured like college students that grew up like I did, sort of like upper middle class, waspy. I hate you, Dad. You're a conservative. You like George Bush. And then decided to, start like raging against the machine.
Right, exactly.
And so they were living off mommy and daddy's credit card. But
that's
no,
what you would think, right? But no, these are people who actually, high functioning members of society.
Activists. But what we found was much more alarming. These people are everywhere.
We cook your meals. We haul your trash. We connect your calls.
One of the greatest movies.
I like Wizard of Oz.
You know what this is from?
Are you're seriously asking a grown man in 2026 what Fight Club is?
Okay. Do not talk about Fight Club.
We drive your ambulances.
To quote Fight Club, they program your AI, they run your cell phone service, they are execs in medical companies, they are congressional candidates, university administrators, defense attorneys, and perhaps more predictably, ACLU board members. In a chat planning the Elizabeth, New Jersey port blockade, we found Jim Keaty, who served as city councilman in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and also ran for the 4th Congressional District of New Jersey, although he was not successful. Just imagine if our government was infiltrated with Antifa sympathizers.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not malicious.
Just imagine. Wu Jin Ko was subscribed to the Jackie Support Antifa group chat, which is dedicated to providing support for Jackie McRae, who firebombed 10 NYPD vehicles in 2026. They/she had their Instagram profile linked, which had a matching profile picture to the LinkedIn account. And they're an engineer at OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT. So you can only imagine the radical agendas that they/she is programming into ChatGPT responses. Yet another participant with strong authority over the programming of AI technologies is Belkacem Melfak, who works as an AI automation leader and expert for T-Mobile. Out of all of the people we found in these chats,
and then you wonder why when you go into AI and you basically say like, give me a picture of a happy family. Invariably, that like the kids are 2 different races from the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's your happy family. You wonder why? It's because it's being made by Belkacem Melfak.
I'll tell you what I did earlier today to show you what type of like shenanigans AI will do. Because I took this. There was a picture of somebody that I know that is an overweight black girl. She's an acquaintance of mine. And I said, somebody made the picture. I was like, well, that's not accurate. And I took the picture and I said, hey, take this exact picture, add more weight to it, and gave it like the poundage. It took it, done the poundage, and turned it white. And I went, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, come on, man. Like, that's
it's sickening. You wonder why. This is why.
3 of them work in high-up positions in leading AI companies. These are the people that will be programming and engineering AI technologies long into the future as they become a more and more prevalent aspect of social programming. Turning our attention to Rutgers University, Zainab Tanvir is an imaging director and assistant professor at Rutgers, New Brunswick. So if your children go to Rutgers, just know that the administration that oversees them is also sympathetic, if not complicit, to the Antifa agenda. One such example, in the same Elizabeth Port blockade chat, we found Amanda Dominguez, who is a PhD student at Rutgers and an organizer and coordinator at a workers' rights activist organization called New Labor. On New Labor's mission page, it states that they fight to empower workers and clean up dangerous safety conditions. We are not exactly sure how creating human blockades against truckers trying to do their jobs is empowering them or improving safety conditions, but this apparently meets New Labor's standards of employment. Also, in the chat planning the Elizabeth Port blockade, we found a DT Rao, who is a doctoral candidate in Princeton's Department of Classics. We can't help but wonder what's going on at Princeton if they're doctoral candidates and members of the Department of Classics.
So you get the idea. Should we keep playing this? It's up to you.
I mean, sure. I mean, unless you got other stuff you want to.
I mean, I have other stuff to get. I got other stuff to get to. We didn't even get into the whole GOP TDS. Well, that's a shorter story, but I got stuff to get to. But yeah, I'm just wondering, like, does it start feeling repetitive after a while?
Yeah, it does. Like, that's the way they normally do. They give you the gist of it, and then it's sort of like, well, these guys are everywhere. Can you believe they're here? And then they're here, and then they're you just showed me a list and said they're everywhere. I believe you.
Yeah. It is kind of horrifying. It is kind of horrifying, but I mean, James, just to put a little bow on this story, put a little bow on it before I get into the chats. I'll just point this out that OMG has sent everything over to Todd Blanche's office from NJ Antifa sting operations. Looking forward to helping in any way we can to provide accountability. That would be great. That'd be great. And then he points out that woman we just saw, Zainab Tanvir's page from official university website. This is the first time Rutgers has made a comment on a director who is a part of the group that performed blockades. We'll keep you updated on any employment. So,
I mean,
she basically hid her stuff after she was exposed by OMG.
But we were thinking about it earlier. Like, these people that are in Antifa now, they're now professionals. And when did all this stuff really kick off? Around 2016, right? Like, the Antifa's been around for a while, but the like actual rioting and going crazy and the whole like hubbub of Antifa probably started around 2016 to 2018, right in there. So by now, these people would have graduated college and would be have done the first phase of infiltrating into professions. Do you remember a guy? I can't remember his name. It was a Russian guy that came over in the 70s, and he was talking about like the Communist Party and the way they work. They were like, we're not trying to do it now. We're trying to do it within the 2 generations. So like, we're infiltrating everything to get basically to the kids to get to, transforming everybody into the Communist Party. And so that's what these people are doing. That we have caught them on the first stage of infiltration. So they go into these major groups. They do it in college, right? And they influence their friends, and then they go into these businesses and they influence, and then they influence the people that are working for them, which influence their friends and their family, and so on and so forth, until you have a generation of these people.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's a very long-term agenda.
Yeah,
and that's consistent with communism in general, right? It's always not been about, like, there's the what's his name, Brzezinski, I think this is the name. He gave like a 2-hour lecture talking about in the 1980s.
Yuri Bezmenov?
Yes, that was it. Yuri Bezmenov. Yes, thank you, chat. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And he's a defector from Russia, and he basically explains how they try and control culture and society.
Exactly.
And it's not a plan to attack. It's a plan to thoroughly subvert.
Yeah, subversion.
And basically have us be attacked from within, using the freedoms that we have here in order to subvert the freedoms that we have.
I mean, that's like I've got that on my Twitter, and because it was attributed to Hitler that he had said it. Like the future of war is like what was it? Surprise, terror, sabotage, assassination, and infiltration. That's the future war. That's like that's a Hitler quote. And he's talking about like the communists and the Russians and people doing that in order to succeed in what they're wanting. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing the second phase of it. If these people are in professional settings and are making all these decisions for you. And you've got to find them and weed them out, because it's a long-term plan. It's not just overnight that they're trying to do that. And it's crazy though to think that some of these people are probably going and taking their suit off or their pantsuit from whatever their corporate job is, and then going and putting on their Antifa gear with their cargo pants, their face mask, and grabbing their flagpoles with cement in them and their milkshakes with cement in them and going out to these protests. But what they're doing is also training the next generation to do that. It's something that I see sort of lacking with a lot of conservatives, though, to where a lot of times some of my conservative friends who have kids, they'll just sort of let them be like, oh, I don't want to, like, I teach them about like we had a guy call in a while back talking about him and his children were getting into arguments over politics. Remember? And it's one of those things where like you have to show what you're proud of and the right things about conservatism and what your beliefs are and what they've done good, instead of just arguing about it. Because a lot of times we'll just go, well, they're just crazy. They'll figure it out later when they pay taxes, but we're seeing now they're not.
And here's the thing, I think we indirectly were addressing this earlier. Remember when we were talking like a half hour ago about like the boogeyman out there, right? And the distrust that we have. I
don't remember anything now.
And the distrust of government.
Yeah.
If your entire messaging about conservatism is other side bad, other side bad, other side bad, at a certain point in time, if that's the message you're giving to your kids, at a certain point in time, your kids are going to start looking at you the same way we look at the government. They're going to see you doing things that they disagree with or disapprove of, and then the power and influence that you have over them when they're small evaporates. So when that evaporates, then they basically distrust you the way we distrust our government. Well, once you distrust, now it's like, well, you didn't tell me anything great about what you're following. You just told me what's terrible about the other side. And why? But I don't believe you anymore.
Yeah.
So if I don't believe you anymore, well, in that case, how do I know the other side is really that bad? Maybe maybe you were lying about that too. And that's
no, you're right.
So I think that's a very big potential, problem with just the other side is a boogeyman. The other side's a monster. Well, stay here with us. We're the good guys.
Yeah, what we're doing is comparative advertising.
Yeah.
Instead of doing this, and because this is what I do with people. How do I? So a lot of times, like on my shows, people that we talk about, cover, whatever, people are like, well, if I go over there, you're not going to like me. And I said, well, we're not doing guilt by association. Matter of fact, I think you should go over there and watch those other shows and see the difference. Go check the difference out between what we do and what they do and these sort of things, instead of trying to do the comparative advertising of no, them bad, me good. I think I outshine my personality in the show that I do outshines what they can do without even trying to do like the comparative thing. And if you're always doing that, me bad, them, them bad, me good, you're not showing what is the good.
Right.
You're not showing what we're doing to benefit and giving an actual example of it. And the other side will do that. I'm sorry, but the left is good. They are in advertisement. They are your advertisers. That's what they've been doing for decades now. And these people are good at it.
See,
So-
I feel like I've been a positive influence on you. People could have watched me for 5 years. I'll bet you haven't heard me say a single negative thing about another podcaster. Like I don't do that.
Yeah, no, actually. Yeah.
I never. It's like obviously some people I'm going to look at. Like if someone asks me a question about a specific person, like I think I'll be like, all right, well, I had a negative interaction with this person, and like whatever. But you're not going to hear me going around bashing other people because I'm just like that doesn't say anything positive about me. So like if I succeed in convincing people how terrible X is, what is that benefiting me? And that's part of that's why my skin has a healthy glow and it doesn't turn.
That's why I look so youthful,
That's why I look so youthful. You wouldn't know I'm 97.
That's it. You wouldn't know it. And
most people think I don't look a day over 70.
That's it. It's but no, it's the thing, like, because I do we do drama streams on my channel, and so like we do talk about other streams and the negatives about them. But I had somebody come in my chat the other day that said, hey, I heard you were gonna not like me or trash me if I because I was on this show. I was like, no, that's not what I'm gonna do. I want you to go over there. Go over there. Hang out with those people. See what they're like.
You'll be back.
You'll be back. You always are.
You'll be back. All right, let me catch up on. Oh, before I do chats, I promised you I was going to show you one other person who was arrested from that 15, and I managed to find it here. So
yeah, let's do it.
This is pretty good. This was pretty funny.
612-444-2654.
Is your dog okay?
Not my dog.
Not your dog. Okay.
What's your name?
My name's Isaac Sant.
Isaac Sant.
First name's ISAAC. Last name SANT.
I got you.
My lawyer is Kevin Rich. I very much like that you could call him.
We'll do it.
Rich is spelled R-I-C-H.
612-444-2654. Nazis.
Nazis.
Nazis. Fucking Nazis. The fuck out of our neighborhood.
Oh my god, they're so angry.
Look at them.
They're so angry.
Fat pieces of shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, you're sitting here simping for Isaac Sant. who and you're calling Ice fat? Really?
Yeah. Lazy motherfuckers. Go! Look at them. Fucking idiots.
So there you go. Take them away. Take them all away. These people are, they break the law. Take them away. Make them pay. You're trying to impede ICE operations. This should have been happening all over the place.
Agreed.
Otherwise, we have to wait this long for it. Mita with a long E. I still haven't received my tracksuit. It's not on me. That's not on. I don't. I'm just the. I am not. Not at all the leader.
He's not the leader.
The following. I am just a host. And it's so nice that she became a member. Thank you so much. She actually, I clarified saying, I renew my membership to the best, not a cult on a YouTube. Do I get my tracksuit now?
Yes.
Well,
it'll be,
6
to 12 years. They're being handmade, all right? In America. God, it takes a long time. Americans are lazy, remember? Some people.
There is a place that you can actually get a tracksuit.
Tell us about it.
What?
Yeah, you should tell us about it.
It's not, the store isn't open yet.
Mm-hmm. But
and that's my fault. It's no one else's fault but mine. The person who was working on it was like desperate for me to call them, and I keep forgetting. I can call her now if you want. Should I call her now and have a conversation with her?
I mean, but
maybe I'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Me talking to her about my store price. So I think that'd be funny.
Imagine I know. I think because I would like to see a Jewish guy discuss lowering prices.
That's what it is.
I know.
That's what it is. It's me basically saying like, no, I need lower prices. No,
yeah,
I need
squeezed
lower
every
prices.
penny that I could to have it like comfortable for people that are like just mega fans. We have.
I'm not going to be AOC with her tax the rich hoodie that she's selling for $140.
Yeah,
it's like what poor person can afford a tax the rich? I don't think it's 140, but it's like $95, something ridiculous. It's like tax the rich.
I do have a shop though. His isn't ready, but you can go to FFScast at fourthwall.com. Just type that in there. Go get you a hoodie or a t-shirt or a hat or a mug or whatever. They're great.
Daniel Strang says, as a Christian, I wonder how Jews accept the existence of God but deny the divinity of Christ. Atheists just use the cop
this conversation
out of it's all fake. Oh. No, to me, it's actually remarkable that anyone accepted Jesus. It doesn't even make sense to me. Like the logic of accepting Jesus didn't make any sense to me. But so you're saying, why is it we don't accept Jesus? What I'm saying is, from a Jewish perspective, we're like, Torah said that when a Messiah comes, that he's gonna follow everything, keep everything exactly the same as it was. And he changed everything. So our rabbinic authorities were like, it came to the conclusion it wasn't him. So there you go. That's how. Let's get Joe to his goal. I noticed, by the way, that I'm pretty sure we got there. Spoiler alert, I think we got there. I knew membership, so we got this one. JH saying, Joe, dude, I see Sin's avatar is Sin Zion Suzuki in real life, a Japanese soccer goalkeeper. Sin, is that really true?
Well, I know that's a soccer goalkeeper, a goalie, but no, that's not who it is. It's based off a character called Gojo.
Oh, so it's not it's not Zion Suzuki?
No, it's not. No, it was based off of an anime character called Gojo. It's a long story. It's a character.
He thought you were him. That's why he was asking Sin, how are you able to take off time from World Cup and be on Joe's show at the same time?
You know what? I'm telling you.
It was very confusing. It was very confusing. You shouldn't use pictures like that are going to confuse my audience.
I mean, I apologize. I'll endeavor to do better.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Me with a long E, just trying to reach the goal, and indeed, she dropped another.
Yeah,
and then another until she got goal. Kelly coming on here, pretty much the same moment, saying goal made.
Good job. Way to go, Joe. Way to go, chat. Thank y'all so much.
I hope you figured out your 2 truths and a lie that you're going to share with us.
Yeah, I've already got them.
Oh, you're good to go?
Mm-hmm.
I missed a couple of chats in Rumble.
Yeah, have you checked the ghetto at all tonight?
No, really haven't.
At all? Why am I not? Why don't I Sin's persona as a squirrel? No, my persona is a black guy named Spirit Jr. Okay.
Hands one back saying Ben Shapiro and neocons are not happy with the MoU. He said on live tonight that we should have bombed the Iranian oil fields and infrastructure that would have killed the world markets. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been good for world markets. I agree with you on that. We should have taken that. That's what we should have done. He says also you also have to consider this stops the ghost ships. This stops the ghost ships. Iran would not be selling oil to China at extreme discount, giving China unfair advantage. True. And thank you, Jim, for rating my show. Sly Dog says, answer dogs age 7 times faster. That's why they look so old. Dogs age 7 times faster. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And one says, they look super old and ugly after they become left because they have an evil spirit in them. As well-known people possessed by evil spirits will look awful. I think that's actually true. I don't think it's good for your complexion.
No, not at all.
It says promote that every kid should go to college. 1, promote that every kid should go to college. 2, indoctrinate at college. 3, send college grads out to the same and new jobs. HR, teachers, school administration. Keep the in perpetuity. That's the cycle that the left has been using. It's true. Very well identified there. Alerting the world. Alerting the world. But yeah, they basically tell everyone you have to go to college if you're going to succeed, and then just indoctrinate them there. We know what a breeding ground it is. So, you know how we've been. We talked last week about FISA. Were you with me when I was talking about FISA?
No, I wasn't.
You know what FISA is?
Talking about the no, not off the top of my head. No.
Okay.
Talking about the FISA courts.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
You're familiar with the FISA courts?
Yeah. I know what that is.
It's basically this makeshift court that is designed to help circumvent the Fourth Amendment by basically saying that if DHS, FBI, anyone needs to get some sort of wiretap on anything, in that case, you go to this specialized FISA court and you fill out your little affidavit there, and presto changeo, you get to spy on people.
Yeah, that's always
and
good.
then anyone they communicate with, you spy on them. And anyone they communicate with, you can spy on them.
So let me ask you a hypothetical, okay? Let's say a guy, here's a quick little hypothetical. Let's say a guy on YouTube made terroristic threats and then done live streams with another guy, not you, not me, did live streams with another guy. In order to get the communications between these two people, the federal agency would need to go to the FISA courts in order to get those warrants once they seem to be credible threats, or however they see it. Correct?
Yeah, well, that's where you get the warrants. You go to FISA courts. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's basically a breeding ground for evil government oversight, which explains why Congress loves it.
Yeah, of course.
Congress loves it. They want in order for FISA to remain in existence, it sort of has to be regenerated for like multi-year periods because it comes under the Patriot Act, and the Patriot Act expired on its terms, but this keeps getting extended out. We need to keep having these FISA courts. So right now we're in overtime because the last extension has run out, but they said we're going to give an extension for a couple of months, and they keep extending it out, temporary extensions. And then they basically said to Trump, because they thought Trump wanted to get Pulte in there. So they went to run the department, the DNI. Okay. So Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is leaving her post on June 30th. So June 30th, she steps down. And the replacement that Trump came up with was Bill Pulte. Bill Pulte is deemed by most people to be relatively based. He's the one he was the head of the Finance Committee and the Mortgage and Finance Committee, and he gave referrals out to prosecute Adam Schiff, for example. So based on his mortgage fraud. So the left really doesn't like Bill Pulte. They figured Trump really wants FISA, so they basically said, we're not going to vote in favor of FISA as long as Bill Pulte is there, because we don't trust Bill Pulte in his role as DNI. So Trump caved, and he basically said, okay, fine. I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of Bill Pulte, and I'll put in this guy, Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton is the classic rhino. If you look at his resume, he's a very big hotshot attorney, very smart guy. And everything about him just stinks of rhino. Like, he's the head of one of the biggest law firms in the world. And his resume just reads like someone who is deeply entrenched as part of in the incestuous relationships we see in Washington. He's the anti-MAGA. It's a terrible choice. So I was bemoaning this when this came out, because essentially it's like, now Trump wants this FISA so badly, so he has this, power. So we're getting FISA, and the cost of giving us FISA is not just that we get screwed over by FISA itself. The cost is we lose Bill Pulte and get this guy, Jay Clayton. If you think that's my show sometimes can be depressing, trust me. Like, the night after I did that show, people stopped watching. Like, my
Really?
numbers just tanked. Like,
wow.
I can't listen to this guy. It's too depressing.
Oh.
It was not a good night. It was not good. I'm kidding about the numbers tanking, but anyway. So now Trump seems to be willing to sort of dance a little bit with FISA, though, in a way that's positive, in a way that should make you happy.
Okay.
And what he did was he came out with an announcement saying, let me just make this a little bigger. Because when I do it like this, you're not going to be able to. It came out on True Social. And this is what he said. The Republicans agreed with the Democrats to remove very fair and talented William Pulte from serving as acting DNI in return for getting FISA approved by the Democrats. However, the Republicans moved so fast with the hearings of the great Jay Clayton, current U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. And by the way, U.S. Attorney for Southern District of New York, that's your tip-off. Anyone who's working in that branch is deep state, like beyond belief. That is like where so much utter corruption happens. And I want to be 100% crystal clear because Jay Clayton is a talented attorney. I am not saying that Jay Clayton is corrupt. I want to be clear. And I have no reason to assume he's corrupt. I'm simply saying it's an arena where corruption seems to go unchecked. And this is where he's U.S. attorney. That's where Maureen Comey, daughter of James Comey, was prosecuting. He was U.S. attorney prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell. So she stepped down and he stepped in there. It is the essence of swampland. That's where this guy is basically, is getting his political chops. The great Jay Clayton, current U.S. attorney for Southern District of New York. So he replaced him with that, and they proved Clayton like that. Like, oh yeah, we love Clayton, we love Clayton, we love Clayton. Current use, and then that Pulte would be gone before. So they thought that Pulte would be gone before Democrats would vote on FISA. Now the Democrats are saying they will vote against FISA. So the Republicans would wound up having fulfilled their commitment, but Democrats broke the deal. In addition, the newly nominated U.S. Attorney Jamie McDonnell must be confirmed and blue-slipped. Because of the ridiculous views of the Republicans on blue slipping. And you know what blue slipping is?
No.
You need to know this. This is an important thing. This is a very brief explanation about what blue slipping is. Blue slipping is if you're going to nominate someone for a post in state A, B, C, you need to have approval from the senators. So basically, when a person is nominated, Trump says, I want to pick Joe Neerman to be a U.S. attorney from the Southern District of New York. Okay? They would then give the senators both senators from the state of New York veto power. They have a blue slip. They say, you approve, you agree with this choice, or you don't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if either senator says, I don't like this guy, then the Senate says, well, since the senator doesn't approve of this appointment, we as a committee are going to reject this appointment. Now, when it gets rejected by a committee, what that means is that the only way the person can pass is if they get a 2/3 vote. If it gets approved in committee, you only need a simple majority. But if it gets rejected by the committee, you need 2/3. So this is Chuck Grassley is the Republican senator who oversees the Judicial Committee and these appointments. He decided to honor this blue slip tradition of allowing these leftist Democrat senators to reject choices that Trump makes. So Trump basically put in, for example, here in New Jersey, he put in that Alina Habba attorney, that he wanted her to be a U.S. attorney. Well, stupid Cory Booker comes out there from the senator from New Jersey, and he blue slips her. He gives a blue slip to Chuck Grassley. Chuck Grassley's a Republican. But he's like, well, I got a blue slip here. That means we as a committee are rejecting her. So now if she's going to pass, you're going to have to get 2/3, which means she has no chance of getting in there because you're never going to get approved by 2/3 of the Senate. The Democrats are all going to vote against her. So basically, but Chuck Grassley doesn't have to honor these blue slips. It's his stupidity that he says, well, it's a tradition in the Senate that we honor these blue slips. So even though they're acting in bad faith, he's still honoring this tradition, which is a disaster. It's terrible. So that's what he's complaining about, the blue slips here. You probably heard the term blue slipping a lot, but you don't know what it means.
Yeah, I never knew what it was for.
But now you understand the ramifications of blue slipping. But it's not anything under the law. It's just a policy. It's like it's a tradition in the Senate. But it's not anything that they legally have to do.
Just the gentleman's agreement that we've decided to continue. So,
yes, it's a stupid gentleman's agreement that Chuck Grassley, 97-year-old Chuck Grassley, decides that he's going to keep honoring. And it's like, even though the Democrats are acting in bad faith, it's like why is Alina Habba not qualified? Well, they don't like her because she was an attorney for Trump. So we don't like her. It's just sickening. Anyway, but the point that we're getting to here is, he says, because of ridiculous views of Republicans on blue slipping, Democrats are often willing to nix it. I mean, the Democrats don't always follow it. They don't always do. Only Republicans have to play by Queen's rules and say, like, no, you can't, no brass knuckles.
That's because the Democrats have infighting, but they normally, they do what the leadership tells them. The conservatives are always fighting between rhinos and, everybody, just all these other groups of people that are inside wanting to keep everything same. It's so weird how we always have to fight our own party.
Yeah. So he's like, so he wanted Jamie McDonald to move from being the U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York and replace Jay Clayton, so move him up in the ranks. But they don't like Jamie McDonald. So he said, I may not be able to get the extraordinary Sullivan and Cromwell partner Jamie approved, and I don't want to take Jay Clayton away from the great job he's doing until Jamie is in place. So I need you to approve him instead of these stupid blue slips that you guys see. He's frustrated. He's like, all right, I'm giving you Jay Clayton and moving him to DNI. Now I want to replace him and the U.S. Attorney's Office with Jamie McDonald, but you're blue slipping Jamie McDonald on me. So he said, therefore, to add a slight bit of intrigue, but for the good of the nation and the people of this country, I will not approve FISA without the Save America Act going along with it. If you want FISA, you need to give me the Save America Act. Not complicated, actually. The Republicans fell into a trap. Regarding the approval of our great patriot, Jay Clayton, we are canceling the Senate hearing regarding the DNI today, because he's supposed to be coming to the DNI, and will not be going forward until Jamie McDonald is approved to be U.S. Attorney. In the meantime, Bill Pulte will remain as the acting director of national intelligence. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So he's now claiming, and God bless him if he actually sticks to it, that he will not approve FISA unless it has the Save America Act attached to it.
Well,
at least now we're getting something good for FISA. It's like, all right, we got the pain of FISA, we got the Save America Act. That's something I could tolerate. That's something I could totally stomach. But yeah, so that's what he did this week, and that's actually a pretty base move. I don't know. Somehow, I'm sure the woke right will find a way to complain about it. But so here's John Thune on this.
On conversations with him, how does this go over? Because the way he types it in his True Social post, it's pretty aggressive. He thinks you should be doing more.
And he's passionate about it, and we are doing everything that we can.
Lie!
But it is a function of math.
Liar!
I mean, we are bound by arithmetic in the United States Senate. The votes currently aren't there. We will continue to put the Democrats on the record and insist on votes on this. But if you tried...
Yeah, the votes aren't there because he's saying we need 60 votes because you don't want to abolish filibuster because you're a freaking coward. You got the 50 votes. You don't have 60. Schmuck. Votes aren't there.
You attach it, for example, to FISA, it would tank FISA. And so, we will move, once we get Clayton done, we'll move to...
So he's saying it's going to tank FISA. All right. I'll take it. Tank FISA. I'll take it all day.
Try to get the Democrat coalition back together so we can actually pass that and put it on the president's desk. But, and we will look for votes, additional opportunities to get votes on the SAVE Act.
What about housing? You've got a deal potentially a Biden.
So that's his reaction to that. But we got more of a revelation from John Thune that he did not mean to give us. He did not mean to give us this revelation. I got one more revelation for you on this. Well, first, let's hear Trump on this before we get to that.
How do you expect Bill Pulte to be acting DNI?
Well, as long as it takes to get everybody else approved. I mean, they were doing a rush act, and we didn't get anything for it. Look, he's a very legitimate guy. He's very smart. He's a brilliant guy. Look at the job he did at Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. I mean, it's worth probably $1 trillion right now. So we put him there, but all of a sudden it was like a rush act by the Democrats. and they said they were going to approve FISA. And I said, but we want FISA approved, but we want the Save America Act approved. Voter ID, proof of citizenship, no mail-in ballots, with exceptions, like for the military, you're sick, you're traveling, disabled. Very, open and generous. We also want no men playing in women's sports, and we want no transgender mutilization of our children. None. Those are 5 things that are 99% that's all we want. It's not a lot. The Save America Act. And that can be passed any way they want to pass it, but I'm not going to sign FISA unless it's done. And this was like a rush act. And it was a rush act by the Democrats. All of a sudden they want to get, and why are they afraid of this guy? I mean, they're so afraid of him. They'll do anything not to have Pulte go in there. He's a very capable guy, and they're worried about that.
Yeah, they're very worried about that. They're very worried about the fact that he's capable. So, but we have an admission from Thune. You want to hear what Thune admitted?
Yes.
Exclusive from Daily Caller. Thune admits some Senate Republicans hate Trump too much to support the Save America Act. Yeah. Senate Majority Leader John Thune admitted some Senate Republicans hate President Donald Trump too much to support the Save America Act. Multiple sources familiar with the comments told the Daily Caller. Thune admitted during closed-door GOP lunch on Wednesday that some Republican senators oppose President Donald Trump so strongly that they will never vote for the Save America Act, regardless of legislation's merits, according to several sources familiar with the matter. The discussion quickly escalated into a heated exchange between Republican Utah Senator Mike Lee, the bill's chief Senate sponsor, and several of his GOP colleagues. Republican Texas Senator John Cornyn and Thune both challenged Lee's push for legislation, according to a source familiar with the meeting. Oh, that's right. John Thune challenged his push for the legislation. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that totally happened, a source familiar with the matter told the Daily Caller. Still, the Majority Leader's office denies the admission. This is a baseless claim. It's unequivocally untrue, a spokesperson for the Thune told the Daily Caller. The confrontation was first reported by Punchbowl News reporter Andrew Desidero, who wrote on a Wednesday Expos, GOP senators went after Senator Mike Lee during closed-door lunch meeting today over his push for the Save America Act, in which one source described as a pile-on. Senators Cornyn and Kennedy challenged Lee about his strategy. That's right, Kennedy. You know how everyone loves Kennedy?
Mm-hmm. Everyone loves Kennedy.
Everyone loves Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a great speaker. And he's funny, But it's like, what do you mean you're challenging Lee about trying to get it passed? And complain that Trump is being led to believe it's possible for the Senate to pass, leading Republicans attacking each other and Trump undermining his own agenda. That's very aggravating. Why the hell is Kennedy not helping us? People think that Kennedy is awesome. And it's like, I said, I mentioned on this show once, like a month or two ago, every once in a while I'll take a position that I'll just be like, huh? And this is exactly, that. Lee, who sponsored the Save America Act, has been one of the legislation's most vocal advocates. Utah Senator appeared on Fox News in Ingram Angle on Tuesday, where former White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany asked whether there was a path forward for the election integrity bill. Yeah, there is, Kayleigh, and I respectfully but very strongly disagree with my colleague from South Dakota on that. Colleague from South Dakota is John Thune. Lee noted that legislation has already passed the House and has support of a simple majority of the Senate. While acknowledging the bill lacks 60 votes typically needed to invoke cloture, he argued Republicans still have options. We don't have 60 votes, just 10 votes short of achieving cloture, Lee said, adding there are other ways of achieving cloture. You don't have to have 60 votes to pass a bill. You just have to have 60 votes to force cloture. But you can break a filibuster through other means.
Word for the Save America Act?
Yes, there is, Kayleigh, and I respectfully but very strongly disagree with my colleague from South Dakota on that. In the first place, the Save America Act, as passed by the House of Representatives, does have a simple majority of support in the United States Senate. Now, we don't have 60 votes.
This is Utah Senator Mike Lee, in case you're wondering. And by the way, if he ever runs president, he has my vote.
About 10
really?
votes shy of it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's... I cannot recall ever hearing him say something that I disagreed with. Doesn't mean he hasn't. I'm just saying I've never heard him say anything like politically that I disagree with.
achieving cloture. There are other ways of breaking a filibuster that don't involve resort to cloture. You don't actually have to have 60 votes to pass a bill. You just have to have 60 votes to force cloture. But you can break a filibuster through other means. What
that means is the 60 votes, in case, and I've mentioned this on the show before, but I'll just remind those of you who are unfamiliar. In order to say we're closed with, you have to invoke cloture. The phrase invoke cloture means we're done with debating about it. The filibuster means we're going to keep debating about it. So when they say filibuster, we're going to keep debating about it. In order to invoke cloture and say we're done debating this, you need to get 60 people to vote and say yes. But you don't have to have, that's just another one of these rules that they decided to follow. The Democrats already have said, so you can't get to have an actual vote until you have 60 people agreeing to close the floor from debate. Now they don't even have to be debating. They can just say we are officially debating, even if they're saying nothing. It used to be that to stand on the floor for days on end, but they got so lazy and they wanted to filibuster so often that they're like, well, let's make a rule that you can just say you're debating even if you're not. So that's called the zombie filibuster, because we're pretending they're talking even though there's no one standing there talking. We're not having any discussion about this at all. So basically, that's what he's saying. We know that the Democrats, they've tried abolishing this filibuster, abolishing this 60 votes, and saying a simple majority can pass, a simple majority of 51, and that includes the vice president's votes, can get this thing passed. And who decides whether or not we go with that? We keep the filibuster. That's up to the Senate Majority Leader. And who's the Senate Majority Leader? That's John Thune. So John Thune wants this thing to pass. John Thune, to snap his fingers, because we know we have 50 votes. Susan Collins became the 50th vote a couple of weeks ago, that she's willing to sign on. We know we have the 50 votes. All you need is John Thune snap his fingers and say, you know what, the hell with this whole zombie filibuster. If you want a filibuster, go stand up there, which is something the Democrats will do. As soon as they have control of all three branches, they will abolish the filibuster and make it a simple majority.
100%.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
We know they're going to do that. And John Thune, for reasons that are kept private and to himself alone, he's basically refusing to do that or even or break with the zombie filibuster. So, and this is why we don't have the Save America Act. That's why. Just because of him. That one man has kept us from having the Save America Act. That schmuck.
Preferred means, particularly for this bill.
I love it when you say that, schmuck.
We put the Save America Act on the floor today. Not the expanded version, the one that actually passed by the House, for which there is a simple majority support in the Senate. You put that on the floor today. If the majority leader were to announce we're going to debate this until we pass it, we would get to the point of passage. You can't do this all the time because it would take a lot of time. This is how they passed the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The time that bill came over in March of that year from the House of Representatives, they were about 30 votes shy of cloture. We're only 10 votes short. But the majority leader at the time, Mike Mansfield from Montana, to his credit, said, you know what, we're 30 votes shy of cloture, but we're going to debate this bill until it passes. And you know what happened? That bill got more popular. Those who were obstructing it got less popular. They started negotiating the terms of their exit ramp. They negotiated changes to the text that made them feel better about it and helped them save face. It ended up passing. That takes legislative courage to do that, and that's what we need in the Senate. We could pass it. Don't fall for the hype that this is undoable. It's only undoable if we choose not to go to the effort. I don't say that about every bill, but I do say that about a bill that enjoys the support of somewhere between 70 and 80% of Americans, Republicans and Democrats alike. This bill needs to pass, and we could do it.
Senator Lee, thank you for.
And that's why I would vote for this guy. He's awesome. He really is. So
at least he's trying to go out there and get this bill passed, because
he's doing everything he can. He's doing everything he can.
It's in hell right now.
It is, and that's where John Thune is going to be after he expires. Anyway, Thune said we've had the vote on the full version twice now. So the full version is 5 components before naming the bill's various provisions. Barry noted that those 5 things are fairly practical in the Republican caucus. Thune pushed back, pointing to the legislation's lack of support in the Senate. We only got 48 votes. We had that vote last week on all 5 components. The only way you can obviously get this done is to nuke the legislative filibuster, and that's not something that we have anywhere close to the votes to do. You don't need the votes. You can actually just decide. Anyway.
You can just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Seriously, just do it. So, it's a bunch of freaking lies, and Redhead Libertarian really laid out the ultimate question on this tying FISA to the Save America Act is, do they hate Trump more than they love warrantless spying and donor money? Because that's what FISA is. It's warrantless spying and donor money. So where do they fall? Because he said, I'm not going to approve FISA without the Save America Act. Where do they fall? It's like, assuming he stands hard on this and says that FISA requires Save America Act, they're going to basically be forced to choose. You want FISA or you want Save America Act? Choose one. And that's the way it should be, honestly.
Yeah. We've got to figure it out. The FISA stuff is crazy anyway. The warrantless searches and all that other stuff, just to get around all that. And it's all secret. You don't know anything that's going on, which I understand. But, you know.
Sin, you mean someone who likes writing a manifesto? So I'm on a list. Is that why I'm having a Department of Real Estate audit next month?
Oh, really? Yes, that's probably why. Don't be writing manifestos.
It's a terrible habit. TX47 says Chuck Grassley does what Democrats want because of his travel history in Bosnia. Look up Eagle Camp and talk with people who have served there about Congress. I never heard that at all. He's in Iowa. That's a state we should, you can get a brain dead retard to win. I can't wait for that guy to retire. As long as you're a Republican there, you should be able to win easily. It's ridiculous that we have to have these stupid rhinos in there. I promised. I'm sorry. What?
No, I was just saying, I was agreeing with you.
Yeah, I promised we hit our goal tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And part of our goal was that I promised I was going to play 2 Truths and a Lie with you.
Yeah.
So how do you think we should structure this?
Well, I mean, we round robin it. We let the chat decide who goes first. We present your 2 truths.
Do one of us make 3 statements together?
Well, I think we would make 3. One of us would make 3 statements, and then the other one would make 3 statements. You know, whoever, you know, then you would pick.
Are you ready to go with yours?
Oh, yeah, I've been ready.
I thought of this idea like 3 minutes before the show time.
What are you, a schoolgirl? What are we having, a sleepover, Joe?
I thought of it.
Hey, chat, next week we hit the goal. We're playing Spin the Bottle. This want you all to know.
It's not happening.
It's happening.
It's not happening. No, but I thought of it 3 minutes before showtime. Didn't bother thinking of 2 truths or a lie to say.
Yeah.
And I've been doing like 85% of the talking tonight while you're sitting there basically asking Chat GPT to write 2 truths and a lie.
No. That you can't do that. Well, hold up. Let me tell you. I did think of that. I was like, could I do this with Chat GPT? And I was gonna put it in AI. I was like, but AI doesn't know me that way, right? I don't share personal things.
Doesn't know you quite that intimately.
Yeah. So like if I had been talking with AI like a lot of people do, it could have gave me one. But
so you're saying based on my manifesto,
yeah,
they could give me a really good one.
Exactly. But my manifesto is old school. It's in a comp folder, like a natural person writing a manifesto. But no, okay. I've lived a pretty funny life with some things, so I definitely got 2 truths and a lie. So
okay. So if you're ready to go.
Okay. All right.
Hit me up.
I'll go with mine. So we have I've had 5 guns pulled on me, 2 of them shot.
You've had 5 guns pulled on
me, 2 of them shot. I've been invited to act in the UK, and I've been under criminal investigation by the police.
Wow. 5 guns pulled on you, 2 of them shot.
Mm-hmm.
Should we ask the chat to vote?
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so so I'll have start a poll. Which one of these statements by Sin is a lie?
Chat's already putting in their votes. This is great. This is very fun.
Two shot. When you say two shot, you mean two of them fired their weapons.
Fired.
The second one was I was invited to act in England.
Well, the UK.
In the UK. And the third one is
been under criminal investigation. See, you keep asking me these, trying to get me to do a tone shift. Because I saw you there just then. You closed your eyes and listened intently. Adult film acting. No. Andy Gorski. Lord. I hear you, Joe. What do you mean? What do you mean I hear you, Joe? 7 of 9.
Okay.
Yeah, series of bets. We don't condone this. A family show.
I want to see
condone that kind of behavior. 50 Cent. Gundam over in the ghetto. No, we're not doing this. Okay. They all sound plausible to me. See, that's the whole thing about Two Truths and a Lie. If you do one that's really outlandish, there's a funny way to do Two Truths and a Lie if something super crazy may or may not have happened.
What does that mean? What's that?
Well, see, you could bluff. You know what I mean? If something really, really, really crazy had happened, you could throw that out there. The way you sell it is the way it works. Don't say somebody said snuff film actor. Joe, get your chat in order, okay?
I don't think he did not say that.
I did not say that. It's okay. You're too boring to be investigated, cynic.
The five. It was a very specific 5 and 2.
Could be for a reason.
Am I allowed to ask any questions at all about these incidents, or no?
I mean, no, not really, because then it's like.
I just want clarity. Do you mean 5 different occasions or one occasion, 5 guns? I just want to know.
5 different occasions.
5 different occasions. And twice they shot.
Sin, where are the 5 from women you've slept with? I try to not keep guns around women that I sleep with, okay? Also, I'm a good boy. I've never slept with anyone, okay? I'm a virgin.
I'm going to log in my vote here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna write it on X.
You're gonna write it on X?
Yes, I'm just gonna write.
Sin is a troublemaker.
Never.
You know what? Who's handsome? I'm technically not a troublemaker. I'm what I consider and have been referred to. It's my favorite thing that somebody's ever referred to me as, a lovable scamp. Okay?
A lovable scamp.
Yeah. I have a rule in my life where I say yes to anything as long as it's within reason. You know what I mean? Like if somebody says, hey, God, man, I went and partied at tons of colleges in the Southeast because people would go, "Hey, Sin, do you want to just go to Mississippi?" And I would just go, "Yeah," and jump in the car and go. Things like that. You want to go party in the woods up in North Alabama on a random Tuesday? Yeah, sure. Let's go. So I'm a lovable scamp. Things happen when you do that kind of stuff. Do you want to be a co-host on this show every Wednesday for months on end with a guy that you barely even tolerate? Yes. Yes, I do.
That is an interesting life. That is an interesting life. I'm just trying to think. 2, 5, and 2. That's very specific. If it turns out that that's a lie because it's 4 and 2, then you're an a-hole. I just want to say that. Okay.
Wait, because it's 4 and 2. What do you mean?
Like if it was like 4 times you had a gun pulled on you, not 5. That's like, yeah. That's kind of
that would no, that would
that's
be
very
dumb.
sleazy. That's very sleazy.
Yeah, that would just be sleazy. Yeah, that would be a
no.
trick.
It's only 4 times.
That's the way you. No, that's not the way you play this game. What are you doing?
I just want to make sure we're on the same page about that.
Yeah, no, none of this is like a gotcha. None of this is a gotcha.
Okay.
This is good.
Should I guess first? Or should
you guess first? What do you think?
Should I get my 3?
I would guess first, I think.
I'm gonna vote this. I'm gonna say you were never under criminal investigation.
I was never under criminal investigation is right.
That's what
100%. Never, ever. For some reason, the crazy things that I did, I was never under criminal investigation. I did have a cop come to my house one time and bust a house party. That was it. So,
who invited you to act in the UK?
It was a girl I dated sent my pictures and information to a like a management group in the UK. And they sent me an email and was like, "Hey, we'll pay for your flight. We'll pay for everything." I had to do like an audition tape. They wanted me to wear like a solid black shirt, pants, like just all basic stuff. And I filmed a little audition tape, sent it to them, and they invited me. And then me and that girl broke up, and I was like, "I'm not doing that." And I joined a band. I joined a band and started recording music, which was never went anywhere either.
That didn't pan out.
I just, yeah, no,
you're not secretly like a drummer from Maroon 5.
No, I was a singer in a band between Alabama and like New Orleans, and we recorded. We recorded some things, yeah, and we recorded some things, and then the guy that the guitarist / drummer, my co-writer in music.
Which artist would you say you sound most like when you sing?
Ooh. I really couldn't even tell. I've never even thought about it. I've never even thought about that.
Really?
I try to sing like a guy, you're not going to know him, but he's from a band called Emerosa, Johnny Craig. He's a really soulful sort of like rock musician. But that guy got a big boy job working for a company that like screen prints cups for like football stadiums and stuff. And he just quit doing the band. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll just go to college.
Why would you be blocked, Richard? That's ridiculous. Dolly Parton? That's good. That's all right.
Yep.
Can you do a cover of a song that people know?
No, I'm not gonna sing on the spot. Are you crazy?
But you're a singer.
It's still I don't like
singers gotta sing.
No, I'm not. No,
singers gotta sing.
No, that's not how that works. I don't sing anymore.
What do you mean you don't sing anymore?
Like I'm not in a band or anything. I still like
that should be the reward for me getting it right.
That's not how that works. You didn't ask for a reward, Hot Rod. If you would have asked for a reward, then I would sing something for you. Sure.
Did you just call me Hot Rod?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Do karaoke, Cynic? I mean, we do it every once in a while on my show. It just depends.
Yeah. Every once in a while. So I got poor man sin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't guess the gun thing, but that one is when I added it up a few years ago. Me and my family were sitting there, we were talking
Twice
about it.
they shot.
One
What
of them
are
was
the-
my dad, actually.
Your dad shot at you?
He thought it was funny. He shot me and my cousin pulled up to my dad's house. We own a farm, and he was like, "What are you doing here, boy?" and shot over my head into the tree. Scared the hell out of me. It was terrifying. But yeah, no.
Wow. All right.
One of them was an AK-47 driving down the interstate. That was that one was terrifying because the guy was following me and my buddies.
I'm just trying to pull up some karaoke for you to sing to.
I'm not singing karaoke. That's not how this works.
What do you mean that's not how this works?
That's not how this works. I'm not singing karaoke. No, sir.
Are you serious? Let's put that as a goal next week.
Yeah. That's how that works. You just force Sin to dance, monkey. Sure. Okay, buddy.
Dance monkey. Dance monkey.
Yeah. You know what? That's what it seems to be, an awful lot of Sin dancing for everybody up here. Like Sambo. All right. I'm not Mr. Bojangles. Give me your two truths and a lie as you sit here and try to sandbag and drag your feet because you can't find anything interesting in your life.
I'm trying to find something that I
This
haven't.
one time I didn't eat at a kosher deli. That's one of them. This other time I left a dime laying on the sidewalk.
I was gonna use the kosher deli one.
Bessie just does Rick Astley tunes for an hour. Hey. That's funny. That was really funny.
Okay. My two truths and a lie. I'm trying to think of stuff that the audience
Blood
doesn't
pressure
know.
rising.
I'm trying to think of stuff that the audience doesn't know. So like that's
You want me to close the chat just in case?
No, I know that they I know that they like I've told them like a lot of like
You
my
spent
war
all these
stories.
years just pouring your personal
Pouring
life
everything
out,
about
using this as your daily diary.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so it's this one.
There's that one.
Um,
I mean, Joe, have you ever done anything fun?
all right. And okay, so that definitely have. I gotta write down because I gotta think. I really want them to be like, equal level.
Just
equal
I got
level.
you.
Equal level.
Lady Lawgic drives him around. We subscribe, sing. Hey. No, I haven't like done music like that forever. Now I just sing whenever I'm at parties or go do karaoke with friends and stuff, which I've been doing so much streaming. I haven't done anything with friends. They just come over to my house every once in a while.
So I got this.
You got that one? See, Joe, you should have thought about this earlier. Like this, there's this whole thing. You got this whole day. Like you wake up in the morning, bright-eyed, bushy tailed.
I first thought of this idea 3 minutes before we
Yeah,
started.
but you should go like, all right, I know Sin's gonna be on the show tonight. He's gonna shoot me a text somewhere between like 4 and 6 saying, hey, shoot me the link, just letting you know I'm here. And you know that. And you could be like, all right, what could be a fun goal for tonight? And then Joe can't lie with a straight face. Somebody said, uh-oh.
I should do like you. I should totally
turn the camera off and be no face man like me.
I should.
Joe has the tail. So somebody said, hey, now it's just the Cynic Show. What's up, sinners? How's it going, everybody? I'm your host, Stimulated Cynic, aka Sin, waiting for Joe to come up with 2 truths and a lie.
All right.
But he's Jewish, so we know.
Okay.
You can never say Sin isn't prepared again. So when I texted him earlier, chat, I had to go like do a whole bunch of like adult things today. And so I texted him, I said, send me the link. I'm taking a nap. I'm not doing homework. And I just turned my phone off.
He really did. He really did. Okay, let's see.
Oh, that's mean, KPT times. A Jew that can't lie. Wow.
It's for... No, she's asking a Jew can lie.
Oh, wait. Oh, did I read that? Wait, a Jew can lie? Oh.
She's asking whether I'm allowed to. It's for purposes of the game. I'm telling you in advance that one of these is not true. So it's not.
Yeah, it's not a sin if you're playing the game.
I don't know if you know that I'm not trying to deceive you.
Yeah, he's not trying to deceive any of you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to deceive any of you.
He's trying to deceive me is what he's trying to do.
That's what I'm trying very hard to do.
Well, Joe.
Okay. So far, I really only have one.
You have one?
Yeah, I have one. And okay. I want to try and find like real parallels. Real parallels.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. You're trying to like keep everything on the same level as me. Something that's like a little like if you told the story at a bar or whatever, it would like get the same reaction.
Right. Okay.
Sin, you make it wet your pants Wednesday. Thank you. You know, the one thing I've never done though, Chad, is stand-up comedy because I don't find myself to be a comedian in that way. I think it would just be good at crowd work. Come here, Cody. The boy. Here.
Okay.
2 truths and a gay.
2 truths and a gay.
Nailed it. Stuck the landing on that one, boys.
Okay. There we go. You ready for the 3?
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 is of the 80 plus girls I dated, only one of them sent me a letter telling me I was psychotic. Number 2 is in my second year of law school, I had to argue like hell not to be kicked out for disciplinary reasons.
Okay.
And number 3 is I've eaten in a Pizza Hut one time in my entire life.
Okay. See, okay, that last one's not fair. That last one is so not fair. I'm trying to. I've got to say the second one's false.
Final answer?
I'm locking that one in. I think yeah.
Should we put up for a vote by the audience?
Yeah, put a poll up. Yeah, I think the second one. Because I think you threw me for a loop with the Pizza Hut one thing. Especially like being, first of all, having to be kosher. Second of all, being in New York with the pizza. Like, come on now. Like that sort of makes sense, but also like that could definitely be a lie. I'm locking in on 2. I think I'm locking in on 2. Because I'm pretty positive that if you dated 80 women, that you got way more letters saying you were psychotic. I wanted to go with that one, but you know.
So the first one is.
See, Josie P. Cat, I'm counting on him eating at the salad bar, though. See, that's what I'm counting on. Back when they had the buffet. I don't even know if they still have the buffet. It's been so long since I ate inside of a Pizza Hut.
So 180 girls. So I have to try and like find a way to condense it down.
Yeah, you made them a little long.
Yeah, it's a long. Just kicked out of law school.
Somebody says they're locked in on 3. Is he bragging or complaining?
All right. By the way, the audience, when they were guessing, 46% thought the UK thing was a lie. 31% said criminal investigation, and 23% said 5 guns.
Yep, it was a criminal investigation. I'm a good boy.
So we'll let them vote for a minute while I pull up karaoke for you to sing to.
The answer is no.
No, the answer is really no. All right. I'm not going to force your hand on it.
Yeah, I don't. A funny thing about me is I actually do suffer from stage fright, which is weird.
Do you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought it looking at you right this second.
Yeah, like public speaking and things like that. I always, it's only been since I think you and me have been streaming that I don't really get the like butterflies to stream anymore. I used to, like before I would hit like, Inner Studio or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to like sort of center myself a little bit. So. Fire Cynic. What are you firing me for? I'm sorry, a series of bats. I'm the only person that will hang out with Joe.
He pretty much is. You have no idea how many people I call and phone. I'm like, please, just for a day. They're like, no. I can't afford that.
Sin, I can't do it when you watch. No, it's just one of those things that I would need to be prepared for. I think I would have to do it.
All right, the votes coming in. The votes are coming in fast.
Yeah.
Wait,
there's no way you're eating Pizza Hut if you live in New Jersey or New York. Yeah, that's why the number 203 people here beg to differ. Since stopped caring, so now it's easy.
I'm gonna look at the chat. What do you think? 1, 2, or 3 was a lie? 1 was the 1 in 80 girls set up. Psycho?
Yeah, sent you a letter saying you were psycho. Only 1.
2 was I was almost kicked out,
which is impressive.
Reasons. That is impressive, right?
Yeah.
I said by letter.
Yeah. Believe me. I heard. I paid attention. My ears perked up.
And the third is I've eaten 1 time in a Pizza Hut. So.
Yeah, everybody's saying. A lot of people are saying 2 in the chat.
The answer. Yeah, you voted 2. That's final answer.
Yeah, I locked in on 2. I'm not
going
to retract my statement.
And you were correct.
See, I knew it. You're just like me, a scamp, but not a bad boy, sort of. Kind of.
Yeah,
never been caught doing it is what it is.
Pizza Hut is not kosher. I've never walked into a Pizza Hut except for when I was in Israel. They had a kosher Pizza Hut there.
Okay, see, there we go. I was leaning on the whole like it being kosher, 1, and 2. I mean, you're in New York. If you're gonna eat pizza, why would you eat pizza at Pizza Hut? That's crazy. So
right.
It would make sense that like somewhere along the line, people you were with were like, "Hey, let's go to a Pizza Hut," and you're like, "Fine."
No.
Yeah.
I was never almost kicked out of law school. That was made up.
You ever had any trouble like that, Joe?
I'm almost being kicked out.
Yeah.
I was once almost kicked out of yeshiva.
Really? Yeah. I was almost kicked out of my private school.
I was almost kicked out of yeshiva once.
Yeah.
But I probably, if I think about it, more than once. But one time I actually was sat down with and had to like basically convince him not to kick me out.
Yeah. That's what I did when I had my private school.
Yeah.
We sort of had like it was very funny because my principal was like, "You should be a lawyer," and I said, "No, I don't. That's way too much school. I don't think so. I'm not doing that." So.
Yeah, the girl who sent me, I did date over 80 girls. I went out with 86 girls. I thought that number would throw you.
That number threw me.
Yeah.
It did throw me. And I was sitting there going 80. that's a lot. And I was like, only one said he was psycho. I was like,
No,
yeah, but by letter though, it makes more sense that a lot of them just sort of told him to his face. You're psycho, you know that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw someone there not believing the 80. You have to understand that in
It's all a
Jewish,
rage type
in
stuff.
Jewish Ortho circles, we date like
Yeah.
for purposes of marriage. You get set up, you go on a date, and you go out. That's like that's our dating. And like, I kept saying no to a lot.
It wasn't that he was a stud. It was just that people kept setting him up because he was so sad. They're like, we got to marry this guy off. For the love of God.
I was considered old at 26, but although I was engaged when I was 25, I got into it late, and I got but I married in 26. But the
you almost hit the cutoff stage.
Yeah, I did have one girl write me a letter, which was basically
I wish you still had that
telling me
letter. I would have kept it.
It was handwritten. And I'll never forget, a single-spaced, like 6 pages about how I am. It was like, it read like a psycho person wrote it. Like I had to get rid of that stuff when I got engaged. Like the wife was not tolerant of any stuff like that.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, it was basically telling me how we're perfect for each other, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm a crazy person. And like maybe if I and basically like maybe like if I need to see a psychiatrist because obviously I'm psychotic, and I was just like it was like back and forth between telling me how perfect I am and how psycho I am. So and I was just like the letter itself was basically you just proved that I was like totally right. You just like for saying no to you. So yeah. But anyhow, yeah. So that was I was just trying to think of like a really
good, you did good.
I try the believability is like I try to throw in like in the end of my second year. The end of my second year.
You being kicked out when it almost got me, that one almost threw me. The number for the dating didn't quite throw me as much because we had discussed like the way you do, orthodox dating or whatever. But I was like, that's a lot. And then I was like, there's way more that said he was crazy. Just they didn't take the time to script it out, So.
I only realized after I got engaged that I was dating for a period of 4 years. I literally went through more than 20 a year. And most of them were not one dates.
Really?
So just think to yourself, like, and during the course, most of them were 2 or 3, and some of them were like, 8 or 10. So just ask yourself how often I was going out. Just like it was like twice. It was like twice a week that I was just continually just going and just dating, trying to find someone, and just like rejecting. Like I was just like so. I was fighting through certain things at that stage of my life. So I was fighting through certain things. So, but I had like enough charm to keep them like coming back. But the agenda was always make them fall, figure out what's wrong with them, dump them. That's pretty much.
Make them fall, figure out what's wrong with them, and dump them. Joe, you were the problem.
So now you can understand why someone actually wrote me a letter telling me I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It was make them fall. Oh yeah, that's why it wouldn't be one date. I'm like, no, she doesn't like me enough yet. So yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it was, and that's just later on. I got healthier.
Well, congratulations.
Long after I met Lawgic. I actually it was like shortly before I met her, like 2 months before I met her, I was like, I'm going to stop trying to find reasons to say no. Like,
that was divine then, right? That was serendipitous. That was something that,
it was serendipitous because she's
placed upon you to be like, you know what?
If I'm
no longer going to nitpick.
Yeah. If I want, based on the nitpicking standards, there's no one who would have survived that. No one could have gone through that conflict.
I mean, we've had this conversation before, I think, where like when you pick somebody to be your significant other, their flaws are things that you're like, you know what? Like they're not.
If I didn't
they're not flaws.
If I didn't like the way she walked, if I didn't like the way she ate food.
I remember you telling me an eat food
I was
story.
like, yeah, if I didn't like the way she laughed, it's like anything, I'd be like, I can't live with that. It was just like I was insane. So anyway, if I thought that her mother looked too happy,
yeah,
I'm like, she's gonna go into that.
Okay, Joe, that was a little much.
I'm telling you,
I was much, bro.
I was ridiculous. I was ridiculous. Anyway, so that's what we got for tonight. I can't believe we both ended up getting the right one. That was actually pretty impressive.
You know what? That's just how good of friends we are, Joe. Did you ever think about that?
No.
Yeah.
It never even crossed my mind once.
Oh.
Did I miss any chats, or are we good to go?
If you want to see Joe's friend, y'all can come find me at FFScast. Seriously, just subscribe. You don't have to watch. I don't. We are free speech absolutists over there.
Well, before I only want real. I only want them real. No, only real. Don't just subscribe.
You don't understand.
I was thinking I should like unsubscribe from you because like I never watch him. I should unsubscribe because he only wants real. I feel bad, like I'm overinflating his numbers.
No, we're hitting almost 100% of our numbers. It is amazing.
And it's amazing. That's good for you. And well earned.
We have really good retention rate. It's crazy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I went ahead and dropped that in the chat. Guys, I love y'all so much. Y'all got us monetized. This channel right here got me monetized. So any and every time Joe needs me or wants me here, I will be here with bells on.
If I ever need to move, he's the first person I'm calling.
Yeah, I'll be there with a truck and a bunch of rednecks.
Awesome. So. All right, my brother. It was great seeing you all. God willing, tomorrow evening I will be back here, and I hope that you will as well. I'm going to remind you that lab meat was never meant for you. It's meant for they, them, and do not eat the bugs. Don't do it. Have a good night, everyone. And as always, Godspeed.
Bye.